Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. All right.
I'm Jay.
Tonight, someone's getting their butt squeezed by someone's mouth. And that's love between two men.
Yes. That's a normal, natural Christian thing to do.
On a hot day in June.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good one, folks. We are going to rank tonight our top 15 horror movie franchises. And you're going to hate it.
Yeah, this was a prediction. Pain. It was hard, man. That was a toughie nugget right there. Because I don't know. There were so many ones I wanted to put on there, but then it's weird because if you're trying to rank the franchise and then you're like, all right, well, like what are the best movies in a particular franchise, and that might set it apart of your you know what I mean? Like, so like if there's 5 good movies in one franchise, but that's not your favorite franchise, you know what I mean? Like, so it was hard.
It was hard for me because like there's some franchises that are ranked pretty high on mine that only have like 4 movies in them, you know, but like those, and there's others that are ranked low that have a shit ton of movies in it, but it's quality, you know, like so it's like Batman and Superman in the DC universe. Like some of them are top heavy, like they got a great first movie and then the sequels are like, you know, but yeah, these are going to be our favorites, by the way. We're not saying that these are the best ones. I don't think anybody can say what the best horror franchises are for everyone else. I think it's personal to you. So that's what they're going to be for us. But yeah, hey, we talked about starting these earlier, just a second earlier. So you want to knock out the first one right now?
Yeah.
As we get going.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess, are we gonna start at 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my number 15, like again, okay, so this is gonna be, it's weird. I know some people are like, what the fuck did you smoke? And I didn't smoke anything but cigarachos today, but it's gonna be Pet Sematary.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I know. And some people are like, that ain't no goddamn franchise. What, you ain't American? But it is, because they made 3 of them. That they did the original one, which was scary as shit, the best one. Then they did the second one, which is like, but it was still all right. And then the third one, the remake, actually I kind of enjoyed it. And it did leave the door open if they ever do want to go back and make a sequel to that, because they did do that with The Shining with Dr. Sleep. So it is possible. I would love to see something like something like on TV or something with the Pet Sematary. Like, I don't know, like just do like a Netflix series or something on Pet Sematary.
Just do a different pet every time. Do like a fucking turtle.
Yeah, but if it was a fucking goldfish, I guess you're okay.
Yeah, I like it, man. I didn't even think about that one. By the way, that's our only parameters for this, you guys, is that it has to have at least 3 movies in it. So as far as a franchise go, I don't know what the official parameter is for a franchise. I guess you could call something with 2 movies a franchise, but 3 felt like a sweeter spot for us as a whole. I had my list written down this time, so because I knew I was gonna have so many windows open, and I forgot what the last one was. It was tough, dude. The line at the end was cut. We'll tell you guys our honorable mentions at the end, but. What are you? Yeah, my number 15 is going to be Candyman, the Candyman franchise.
Shit, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that one either.
It's a weird one too, because like I said, there's only a few movies and one of them's a remake, so it's kind of just like Pet Sematary. Yeah, the first one's fucking classic, right? I mean, that's an amazing movie, a different character, something we've never seen anything like before, and it was all. I mean, it was kind of artsy fartsy too. Like, I don't think it gets enough credit for actually, like today it would be like an elevated horror movie is what they would call it. You know, it'd be like a fucking A24 film because it had a lot to say, you know, it wasn't just a slasher. And
elevated. Were they watching it on a fucking mountain? That don't even make sense.
It played in the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the sequel's not that great. Obviously they're okay, but not that great. And then I thought the second one was all right. It had like a weird New Orleans, like, you know, feel to it. It's been a little while since I've
farewell to the flesh.
Yes. Oh, whenever I think of Candyman, I think of Luis Guzman in the bathroom in that scene in Waiting where he's having sex with that girl in the toilet. He's like, oh,
you know, actually, I think the second one was decent. I think that's like exploring his origin a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. Like the second one, I think I remember enjoying it. The third one's what it was. And I genuinely like the remake. Like I thought the remake had amazing cinematography. Wasn't a fan of certain things they did, obviously, but I thought it had some good kills and some cool moments in it. So the remake's actually what put it over the top to get it in the list for me. I mean, the first one's the best by far, but I really like the remake. So, yeah.
The only thing that was stupid about the remake, really, I mean, there was a few things, but one of the main things I hated was that they could have just put Tony Todd in there.
Right? He was perfectly fine.
You could have done some fucking de-aging on his shit, give him some Aveeno skincare, and he's good to go for a whole fucking movie.
They could have done a team up with him, even. You know, they could have brought that new guy in because he was good, but they could have, you know, had them both doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's answer some of y'all's chats real quick. Someone said no Vaseline, and right after someone else said no lube, and there were two different people, and they said it at the same time.
They're giving the jailhouse experience of butt fucking, is what that is.
I think they're in the. I think D Ghost and Chris Heisel are literally in bed together right now, and they're typing out their inner thoughts. The Bearded Entertainment, thanks, man. First super chat of the night says the Amityville franchise is tops, especially since the Oscar winners that are Amityville in the Hood and Amityville in Space.
Yes, those are definitely Oscars. I couldn't believe they didn't win the year that they were nominated. It was a tragedy in the film industry for sure. No, Amityville is a pretty decent franchise though, but it gets kind of. No, actually, I don't know. I'll take that back. The original one is awesome, and then the remake with Reynolds is awesome, and then it's like fucking like dirty ass melted cheese in a microwave. The rest of it, it's just like, yeah, I mean, I'll eat it, but I don't want to. Like, you know, like the part that sticks to your plate. Like,
I like to scrape it off.
Yeah, you scrape it off. You don't want to eat it, but you'll do it.
Yeah, if you're still hungry. Yeah, no, dude, I honestly can't remember a single movie other than the original and the remake. Like, I remember watching them. I remember watching some shitty ones, but I can't remember a goddamn thing about any of them. Was 2 even okay? Was Amityville 2 all right?
I didn't like it. I mean, some people liked it. I just feel like the story ran out after the first one. I mean, like the whole idea was like the one movie. I mean, it made sense from then. Even when they remade it, I mean, whatever. But the first one was really, that was it. They didn't really report on anything else that happened.
Yeah, that's a weird franchise too, because that's one of those that the rights, like any of us in this room right now, are allowed to go and make an Amityville horror movie. We can do that if we want to, because the rights are like free for all. That's why you see like Amityville in Space, or like the Amityville Toaster, the Amityville Pillow Pants in My Vagina.
I saw that on QVC last night. I might order it.
It's my favorite.
Yeah,
I thought it was on Hallmark actually. Andrew Keith, thank you, sir. That's a badass Michael Myers icon.
That's how Michael Myers would give a super chat. He would just stand there with the leaves blowing behind him without saying anything, because he stole that from somebody's like mechanic outfit that he took off of him, and then just, here's $20. I don't have
it. I know that he's doing like the knife thing, but it looks like he's like, what's up, dudes?
It almost looks like he's getting ready to, like, he's about to break out the coolest, badass, most karaoke song ever in the middle of the night.
He just walks up on stage, and as the music starts,
yeah, it's gonna be
Sublime.
Sublime, maybe something like that. Yeah, it had to be like some kind of rock song.
Santeria. I don't practice Santeria. Angelo Graciosa, thank you, my friend, says, hey, Wham, happy holidays. Hope you guys are well. Have you checked out Avatar 2 yet? It's amazing.
I've heard it's good. I haven't watched it yet, no. I haven't.
Now, I know you don't go to the theater a lot anymore, but Avatar, if you're gonna like, if you like it, I fucking hate it. But if you,
I never saw Avatar 1 in the theater to begin with.
So, but you're not gonna check out Avatar 2.
I've heard like mixed things about it, and then after what yeah, and I mean, James Cameron's my favorite fucking director of all time. But after he, his bullshit, he's like, testosterone's a poison in men's body. I was like, God damn, dude. He's like, you made Terminator, you made fucking the most testosterone-driven movies of all time, and now you're gonna. Did you drink soy milk today instead of regular Folgers? What the fuck are you talking? Yeah, he said testosterone. About, like,
something specific, or what is he?
No, he was saying like testosterone or something. I'm paraphrasing, but something like testosterone is like a poison in the body. I'm like, you fucking stupid. You might have wanted to go tell Arnold that, because Arnold literally said milk is for babies, BS for men. And you cast him as fucking Terminator.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Fucking Frank Thomas comes on the TV every day and tells me that not only will I like Nugenics, but my lady friends will like it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nonetheless, I mean, it's not because of that reason alone, but I don't know, man. Like, I might wait for it to stream. Like, that's how I was introduced to Avatar 1 to begin with. I just never really, I don't know. But here's the problem. I think really what happened was James Cameron just missed the boat. It's like been 37,000 years since Avatar 1. I know there's still a lot of fandom for it, but Jesus Christ, he should have released it within 5 years of the first movie, or 6.
Yeah,
even.
I mean, I literally have zero interest, but I can't fucking get through the first Avatar movie. I think that's one of the most overrated. If I made a list of most that'd be a fun stream. If I made it, yeah, that's a good one actually. But if I made a list, I think Avatar would maybe be number 1, could be definitely top 5 most overrated.
You have to watch the whole thing though.
I've tried 3 times. I can't make it through.
Like, you can't say it's overrated though.
Yeah. I guarantee you.
No, if I heard 30 seconds of the song, I could be like, it's overrated. Or the first 10 seconds of the song. I promise
you that there's at least a fucking movie or 5 that you've said that about in the past. Been like, no, I fucking watched half of it. That shit's
no, I swear, I bet I watched them all. Here's the thing. Again, I'm not trying to take anything. If you like, I mean, Avatar is great, whatever. I like the first one, but again, I just think that he might have missed the boat on it. You waited too long.
I do think he waited too fucking long, but I mean,
It kind
I
of
think
makes me
he
mad
wanted
too,
it
because you
anyway.
wonder what James Cameron would have been able to produce if he hadn't been working like this. Motherfucker was like literally on a mountaintop talking to God like Moses
He
for
had to go
like
get a
80
blue
years,
flower.
and then coming down with stone tablets. Like, and now it's been you've been gone so long. Like people are worshiping a goddamn golden calf.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it, man. I don't get. I cannot believe that someone who made Terminator and can make the awesome shit that he made just like took like a gigantic, huge swath out of his career to work on the Little Blue People movies. Like it just blows my
I
fucking
guess
mind.
he's done
The
other
cool
stuff.
ass shit we could have had if he'd
Well, I guess
done
he's
movies.
done like he's produced shit. I just don't know. I mean, I don't think he's directed anything since Avatar.
No, he helped pump up that Terminator Dark Fate. He thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a dark fart in the nights.
He came out and said, by the way, he was like, my mistake on that was making them put Arnold in it. I'm like, dude, Arnold was the best part of that fucking movie.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah,
That's the reason why I wanted to even see it.
Yeah, that shit's insane. Wyatt Atlee, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, man. Says this might get some heat, but if a third Terrifier movie is made and it's good, I might have to place it number one. I have fallen in love with the character of Art the Clown, and I feel like the first two movies are onto something great.
Yeah, man, you're gonna get a lot of heat, more even than if you ate a Taco Bell fucking sandwich and your ass was on fire. That's a lot. Hey, but you know, I honestly think Terrifier, if they keep doing the second part of this Terrifier 2, the second half of that movie really kind of goes off the rails, and I feel like it loses a lot of steam. But if they consistently make Art the Clown as cool as he is, and from the first one, I think you got a legitimate a legitimate villain that you can put in the echelon of the villains of all time. Not of, but you know, I mean, not of all time, but like he'd be in there. He'd be a contender.
Yeah. I mean, hey, everybody's list is their own, so I don't judge anybody for their list. But I'd say, you know, that just like Jay said, I think you will get a lot of heat for it. But hey, I think that fucking Terrifier's onto something. I don't think it's anywhere near beating Halloween or Nightmare or Scream or any of the big ones. But I think if it had one more movie, like if it had another banger like Terrifier 2 was, and it was the third movie and it qualified for this list, I think it definitely may make my top 15 already this early in it, because the first movie I'm not crazy about, but the second movie I fucking love. So yeah, man, I think they're onto something awesome with that. Faux show. I want to say JT Custom said something I want to say real quick, and not like in an angry way, but I can't find the comment. I'd put it up there if I could, buddy. But he said, Mike, you watch Avatar, or you watch Endgame, and you watch the Batman, you watch It Chapter 2, but you're saying you can't watch Avatar because it's too long. Au contraire, my friend. I didn't say I wasn't going to see it because it's too long. I think movies in general these days are too long, but I'm not going to watch it because I wouldn't have gone if it was an hour and 45 minutes. But I just think 3 hours and 17 minutes for a movie I already wasn't interested in just is the extra, you know, turd on top of the
I can't. I'm trying to think of the longest movie I've ever watched. You know what? It probably, I swear to God, and I like that fucking movie, was we both did The Postman with Kevin Costner. That was like a 3.5 hour fucking movie. I like that shit. Glory was good too. Glory's a long ass movie too.
There's a lot of long movies that I really enjoy, but I do think like a lot of the long movies today I think are too long. Like Endgame makes sense because I mean you're talking about what, like 26 movies or some shit, and they're culminating in this one big thing, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But most shit that comes out today has got like 30 minutes of extra bullshit on top of it. But thank you, Wyatt. Appreciate that, my brother. Edward Dos Santiago says, side note, now that Henry is not Soups and too old for Bond, how about him being the franchise's villain? 4 to 5 films. Like the Bond villain?
I still think, I don't know, he could pull it off, but I think what's happened. Yeah, by the way, I didn't know about Henry. That's fucked up. I swear to God, DC is they're a fucking blind kid trying to take their goddamn driver's test. What a bunch of assholes. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. As far as a villain, like I think the thing with Henry Cavill is like he's already done so many, like he is Superman, like he's heroic, like his whole thing is Superman. I don't know, it'd be hard for him to. He's a great actor, but I don't see him as doing a villain.
Yeah, the only thing that I see as a villain in him is, well, two things. Mission Impossible Fallout. He played a villainous character and he was badass. He was a badass villain in that. But that's also would go against it because I think Ethan Hunt and Mission Impossible is already super close to what James Bond is. So you'd have to do something extremely different for us not to just think about that character and what is, in my opinion, the best Mission Impossible film. And then two, he did do a fucking badass mean Superman when he came in there and he was all pissed and he ripped off fucking
that was great,
Batman's hat. Yeah, he did good there. But
yeah, he's ripped off that. You mean his mask, but he ripped off his trucker hat with it. Yeah, he was. Ben Affleck was wearing a trucker hat underneath of the Batman suit or the Batman helmet. Yeah, but no, I don't know, man. Yeah, Henry Cavill, it sucks, and that's so dumb that he's too old for Bond. That is the dumbest thing. I'm not saying it's not smart that they want a franchise they can heap on a young actor and keep it going for a few movies, but Jesus Christ, but he's a perfect Bond. Like I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody would be behind that. And when he auditioned originally, you wanted him, but you said he was too young. Now he's too old. That guy can't fucking win.
Yeah, and dude, it's so dumb because, and I mean, hard be it for me to judge the Broccoli's. It always sounds funny when you say that. But the people who run Bond have done an amazing job with it. I mean, they rarely fucking miss. So it's not like you're talking about Warner Brothers, you know, and the dumb shit they've done. But yeah, dude, they want to go back and they want to get a younger Bond. And I'm like, we just had, like, I mean, Daniel Craig, when he came onto the scene, was new. He was fresh. We just kind of did the origin. Same thing you could say about Superman. Why are you going back young again? Like, we just fucking did. We've told that origin story. But
we watch DC do some stupid ass shit. And I'm not saying he's not a good character or an actor, but watch them fucking cast Tyler Hoechlin as their main guy.
No, he did fine, but no.
I thought he was a good Superman, but there's no fucking way I'd be behind that. There's no way.
Yeah, it just doesn't. That being said, dude, I am excited to see what James Gunn does with it all. I think this is the one thing that's going to work. I think finally Warner Brothers has found something that's going to work.
They're going to cast Marlon Wayans. I can see it.
They're gonna cast
they're gonna cast Marlon fucking Wayans, dude.
Dude, that would be, I would actually watch that. No, I think, dude, I think this is going to work what they do with him, but obviously they couldn't do Henry Cavill because it's like they want to pick their Superman. Every time we see Henry Cavill as Superman on screen, we're just going to be thinking about old, and they want to get away from that. But why can't they they're doing a separate universe Batman. Why can't we just have a Man of Steel 2 and be just like, hey, this doesn't count towards any of this?
Because it's literally like Zack Snyder was their ex-boyfriend and like fucking ghosted him after he fucked them. So they're just mad. Everything is a reminder of him.
But they came to Henry Cavill and were like, "Hey, post that you're back as Superman." They told him to do it.
Yeah, I think they were just doing that for some lip service, and then The Rock blew it up and made it worse. And then when people were like, "Oh, this is badass," and they were like, "No, that's not what you're really gonna do." That was like telling someone like, "Yeah, sure, that's like telling your kids like, "Yeah, sure, we're gonna go to like fucking Toys R Us and get you a toy this weekend," and then this weekend rolls around, you're hungover. You're like, "Actually, son, I can't do it. I've got things going on." You're like, "You said."
Yeah, but you said we'll see.
He's like, what I said was we'll see. Yeah, I said maybe. Like,
yeah,
that's how they are.
Sucks, dude. Rock's he's in a heap of trouble. Not trouble, but like, did you hear it came out that he leaked a bunch of like fake, he like fudged a bunch of numbers to make it seem like Black Adam made money when it really didn't. And then the next thing you know, he was like saying all this shit was going to happen, and then they were like, actually it's not. And now he's unfollowed like Warner Brothers and DC, like he unfollowed Black Adam on Instagram. He unfollowed like Warner Brothers. So I'm guessing they had a conversation and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
God damn, dude, DC has got so much in-house fighting. It's like watching like an episode of Jersey Shore. Like every time, like all their actors are like doing something crazy, or they're mad at somebody else, or their directors are going off the rails somewhere, or someone's putting someone's finger in someone's butt. It's literally like watching a goddamn Real World episode. Every time they pop up in the news, you're like, oh, here comes a new Real World Seattle. I wonder what AJ did this month. Did he get drunk and slap somebody?
Dude, if superhero fatigue gets in before they're able to get this thing really cracking, you know, like with the James Gunn universe that they're going to build, which again, I do believe in, I think it'll be good. But if superhero fatigue sets in so badly that nobody really gives a shit in 20 years, 25 years or something like that, this whole era is going to be known, I think, as one of the biggest fumbled opportunities in movie history. DC had, in the midst of the biggest fucking surge of a movie genre, probably in history with superhero movies, right? They took over everything. DC had half of them. You guys had fucking half of them in your toy box, and you never could put together a decent fucking thing.
Warner Brothers owned everything.
Yeah.
They never had to buy anything. They owned everything. They owned DC. They owned all their characters. They owned everything that DC had ever done. And they didn't have to scramble around like Marvel or Disney to buy the rights back to characters. They literally already had it ready to go. Like that was fucking shotgun out the gate. And they already had a great director in Zack Snyder. They already had a great Batman. They had a great Superman. Man, they were on the cusp of greatness. And then they gave it away. It's like watching your favorite quarterback just fucking lose on the goddamn 10-yard line like Aaron Rodgers. What the fuck is going on?
Hey, you dick. They Van Gogh'd it, man. They cut their own fucking dick off just because of a few bad Rotten Tomatoes reviews over
Yeah.
the Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman stuff. I mean, they really could have. People were going to come around to that kind of thing eventually, and like.
I wish I had Elon Musk money. I'd have bought those motherfuckers and fired everyone just like he did. I'd say, you're all goddamn fired. I'm going to hire Zack Snyder as my fucking main dude. Like, that's
they definitely should have done that with the first time they fucked all this shit up. But all right, what the fuck where am I in this? Goddamn, I'm lost in a sea of just wieners, just swimming in them. Okay, I saw that one. Okay, let's do our number 14 real quick before we keep answering the chat. We're going to flip back and forth all night tonight, folks.
So my number 14, and I gotta say the second, and it's weird, but I do like the franchise because I feel like it's still something that you can get something out of it every time, and it can continue to grow. Is The Exorcist? I'm gonna put The Exorcist on. The first one is classic. It's the scariest movie of all time. No ifs, ands, buts about it. It's the scariest movie of all time. I know there's other people out there like, have you seen an episode of Joel Hansen? Yes, I have, and that's scary too. Not Joel Hansen. Is that his name? Joel Hansen's a YouTube guy. He's an eater. Not Joel Hansen, not that guy.
Is that the dude who wears like the
Joel, the mega church guy?
Oh, you're talking about Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen. Yeah, by the way, Joel Hansen is a competitive eater. I didn't mean he's all right guy. He eats food on YouTube. But his first name's Joel. But anyway, Joel. Yeah, anyway, that joke died because I got it wrong. Anyhow, The Exorcist is good because the first one is amazing. It's the scariest movie of all time. And then the third one, man, that's like almost better than the first one, to be honest with you. Like Brad Dourif is goddamn amazing in that. It's got some of the coolest, most amazing jump scare, like creepy ass scenes and atmosphere. Maybe even not better than the first one, but it's up on par with it. The second one's terrible. And then after that, they all kind of got shitty, but I feel like there's hope for it. So it's The Exorcist.
You know what I mean?
And I like that subject material. I just like that subject material.
Yeah, I agree with you. Everything you said, man. You know what's a weird thing about The Exorcist 2? A weird list would be someone should compile a list of movies, sequels that spend half their time covering the fucking movie before it. Exorcist 2 did that. The Heretic was just like half of them showing us the first movie. It's the biggest dick move you could do. Silent Night, Deadly Night's another one that did that, and I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but there's been a bunch, at least like 6.
Yeah, Heretic was terrible. I hated that one.
That was awful, man. That Man vs. movie we did. Buddy,
that was rough. Well, literally watching The Heretic is like, I don't know, watching ESPN and them covering like what happened in the game Sunday night. Like if you already watched the game, you're like, I know that. Like I know that. I watched it.
It's fucking terrible, man. There's nothing good about that at all. My number 14 is going to be, and this is going to be weird. People are all going to be like, how dare you put that so low on this fucking list? And then there's a big part of me that's like, I almost didn't put it on my fucking list at all.
Is it Halloween? What an overrated.
It's Halloween. It's going to be the Child's Play franchise. At number 14, I really had to think, leaving some certain things that I left off. Look, Chucky himself, I know, is like almost, he's not on my Mount Rushmore of horror slashers, but he's on a lot of people's, and he's almost up there. Like he's one of the most known. It's like the fucking Ghostbusters symbol, one of those things when it comes to horror. I understand that. And I like Don Mancini, and I love a lot of things that the Child's Play franchise has done. But overall, like the quality of movies overall is just not good. Like it's just not. I mean, there is like 1 and 2 are okay, in my opinion. Like Chucky's a classic character. The movies, even the best ones, are just okay. And then the whole Bride of Chucky, fucking Son of Chucky, or
Seed.
Just yeah, and then you get later into the more VOD-ish type of films that they've done, which are wacky and fun, but none of them are really that great. And again, we've said it a million times, Chucky's just never, ever been scary. He could be funny, and I love Charles Lee Ray in that story, and I love Brad Dourif's voice, but at the end of the day, it's just never, ever been scary at all whatsoever for a fucking second. Because as we always say, if Chucky was real life, you just punt that little fucker,
Yeah. I'm spoiler alert, I don't have Child's Play on my fucking list at all. Fuck that movie.
Surprised.
Fuck Chucky. I like the first movie. I don't like the series. I just don't. I feel like that was one of those movies that, again, it was great, the first movie, and then it was like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm done now. Like he did some voodoo shit. He was a serial killer. He went into a doll. Then he got his ass kicked, and then he died. Like in the story. Like, I don't know.
I'm with you, man. And again, like I think the only reason he made mine was just like stature alone. Like Child's Play is one of the most known ones. It's one of the biggest ones. They've got so many movies. We've had a lot of fun talking about it over the years, but when you just look at the movies, just the quality's not there, which is why it's so low, but it barely made my list for sure.
Yeah.
We won't go with your number 13, you fucking Subway eating sandwich slut.
Number 13 is going to be Final Destination is my number 13 franchise. Now, again, it's one of those movies that the novelty of it wears off after probably the second or third one. Probably for me, the second one. But I did enjoy just watching them for no other reason than just, I don't know, I kind of got into the deaths. I mean, like when they stopped taking themselves seriously 100%. And then it was just like kind of cool, nifty ways that like death was going to kill the kids at the end of the movie. I don't know. Like that's fucked up to even say out loud. And if somebody was listening on like FBI, I'd be fucked, but it was kind of enjoyable. So I liked it for that reason alone. And, you know, Devon Sawa was awesome. The first one. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I just liked it. I just like the franchise. If they come out with a Final Destination Part 6, I'll go see that shit. I will.
Yeah, and there supposedly are with Jeffrey Raddick. I can't remember his exact name. We were supposed to have him on the show. I think at some point something happened. Jeffrey Riddick. I can't remember his name. Anyways, we were supposed to have him on the show. I think he's writing. The guy who wrote the first one is apparently writing a new one, and there's supposed to be a new one out, but it's not listed on IMDb or it doesn't have an official release date. We haven't heard shit about it since. It did not make mine. It made my honorable mentions. And the only reason it didn't for me is I thought the first one, the idea was just fucking cool, and I have a lot of nostalgia for that first movie because Devon Sawa and a bunch of shit in there. I just thought the rest of them just other than Final Destination 2 and like the logs, and I know the kill and like the 3 with the roller coasters. Mm-hmm. Apart from all that, like with all the sequels, I can't remember.
I also love Tony Todd in it.
Yeah, he's fucking badass. I do love that. The first one ruled. The sequels, I can't remember shit about any of them, but my 13, but it was in one of my honorable mentions, so I almost had it as well. Mine's going to be Poltergeist. Not many movies again. I know there's very few movies in the franchise. So, but again, if you guys are just coming in, our requisite for this is only that it has more than 3 movies to it. We don't want to talk about the 4th movie of this because it was the fucking remake with Sam Rockwell, and that I understand. That movie was a piece of hot toast. That was like when you're expecting a gourmet meal and you get a fucking toaster strudel. If you hate toaster strudels. Me, I hate toaster strudels. They're fucking disgusting. But toaster strudels aside, dude, the first movie I think is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. It's
like when you go into your cabinet and you're trying to get like some cereal, and your mom had bought that Save-A-Lot shit, and you're like, oh my god, I can't eat this fucking. But you know, Fruity Diamonds are not bad. Fruity Diamonds, you did get the Fruity Pebbles because maybe they were cut. You know, you're doing some coupon shopping, but Fruity Diamonds,
tastes the same, just maybe melts a little bit faster.
Or those cream betweens. That Oreo. You can't get the Oreos, but you got them cream betweens.
Old cream betweens.
That Dean cream between.
Yeah, the first movie, dude, it's one of my top 10 probably favorite horror movies of all time. I think it's actually somehow underrated for as good as it is. The second one's fun. I think the second one's got some great moments in it. The third one,
yeah, I like that one.
Third one's not awful. It's just not good. And it's annoying because they run through that fucking skyscraper. And they had a cool idea with the skyscraper and how they did all that. But it got so annoying because it was like every 5 seconds, Carol Ann. I wanted to fucking drive hot poker through my ear. But yeah, man, Poltergeist. It's top.
Yeah, Poltergeist too. The preacher always reminds me of Biden. You're gonna die in there. He looks like fucking Biden. But yeah, I actually like Poltergeist 2 quite a bit. When they had the Native American guy come in and it was helping, I thought that was cool shit. Yeah. And then he ate the worm in the tequila bottle, and that thing is all gooey booey.
I need to go back and revisit those too, but I do remember liking that enough. All right, we'll jump back to your all's chat for a couple minutes before we go on to number 12. Gary Nagalian sounds like a character in a Street Fighter game.
I think it's Gary Wynn.
Oh, that's because the Nagalian.
Hadouken.
I blocked the Google with my, you know what? He said, you heard Daniel Harris and Scout Taylor's podcast. Intro has TVMA, and they talk about all types of sick stuff. They got y'all beaten nastiness, but they still got unlimited ads. Shockingly, every minute there's an ad.
I didn't know that. I never listened to it.
I listened when it was the Jamie Lee Curtis story that came out about that whole thing, which we won't get into. But yeah, dude, they're funny. I mean, I thought from what I heard of it, they were pretty good. I don't listen to like almost any podcasts ever.
They got us beating the nastiness. My sir, if you were in front of us, I would slap you in the face with one of those gloves from the medieval times and challenge you to a duel outside. How dare you? We talk about all sorts of nasty shit over here. All right, we're talking about like vaginas, like in butt fucking and plugging and anal beads. If they got us beat on that, God have mercy on their souls. At least
Gary's
I know
never
that
been to a
there's
Patreon stream, apparently.
Yeah. Woo.
But I mean, honestly, I think who would you rather hear talk about sex? Jay and I or them?
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, we're not talking about that.
Think about it. But no, I have heard their show. It's good, man. Chad with the drunk DUI picture, and it's on his driver's license, says, toilet ran out of water. I got a spatula of the sides. Oh, God. That's
every goddamn time I hear from you, Chad, the more I'm glad we got birth control in this goddamn here country. You nasty motherfucker with your goddamn neck beard. Shut up!
He conjures up quite the fucking imagery, man. He's like a word artist.
Yeah, it's nasty as fuck. Like, this motherfucker is like, he definitely works for Trauma Films.
As like the toilet cleaner.
Like, no, like he works for that as a writer.
Dan Heroin Dan says, what's up, fam? If Children of the Corn is not the #1 franchise, you're all getting sent nudes. Happy holidays. Love you all.
Hey, thanks, Dan. Yeah, I did not put Children of the Corn there.
Christmas
it ain't happening. No.
God, man, there's nothing I want on my tree more than naked pics of Heroin Dan. Just flopping his dinghy around all the way. Like, just set it flaccid on a Christmas tree limb. I know it'll poke, but I just want the picture and just.
I want him laying like Deadpool on a nice bearskin rug in front of a Christmas tree, butt naked with his wiener hanging out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about right there. And I want an autograph.
Brent Ferguson, thanks, buddy. Good to see you, man. He says, "Hey guys, here's a dad joke for y'all. How much does a roof cost? Nothing. It's on the house."
I like that. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Hey, Brandon, what do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. That's some good shit right there.
Somehow you did that joke last time, and I got it. Yeah, I was sitting here going, a bear with no teeth, and I fucking heard that like a week ago.
I love that one. That's a good one. I love that one.
Wyatt Atlee. It sounds like a convenience store, doesn't it? Y'all come on down to Wyatt Atlee's and get your Oreos half off.
The convenience store is of Wyatt Atlee.
You're on your way. Have to head out early for family dinner, but I hope everyone has a safe rest of their holiday season. Love you guys and have a blessed evening.
Hey, you too. Thank you, Wyatt.
Buddy. I'm gonna get naked.
Have a good dinner. Because you better save me a plate. If you ain't got biscuits and gravy, fuck y'all.
Family dinner.
Actually, you know what's really good for dinner is if you guys ever have breakfast for dinner, that shit's awesome. Breakfast for dinner.
I think it's overrated personally.
It's really nice. It's really good. I think it's a nice change up. I'm not saying do it like every other week, but if you haven't had it for a few months and so it's like, hey, we're making breakfast for dinner, you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'm a breakfast guy. I eat breakfast like every fucking day. So whenever like your mom or someone's like, hey, we're having breakfast dinner, I'm like, I fucking just couldn't think of anything, could you? God.
But then you smell it and it's like bacon and gravy and biscuits. You're like, all right, well now I'm not mad anymore. I'm
thinking pancakes.
Now I'm not mad anymore. Mom never used to make that. She would just make she never put pancakes. She would just make like biscuit gravy, sausage and shit like that. Not like never made pancakes though.
You know what I bought at the store today? I bought two things breakfast wise, by the way. One I got for the girls. You remember sausages on a stick that are wrapped in a pancake?
Oh, yeah, they're like corn dogs, but they're pancake batter.
Yeah,
dude. I know. I had a bat. Yeah, Big Dad bought those all the time, dude. I forgot. Like I didn't heat it up the right way, so when I bit into it, it was like fucking cold and icy. Dude, I got sick as fuck because I also didn't know what it was, so I put ketchup on it too.
Oh God!
Because I just thought it was a goddamn. Disgusting. No, I thought it was a fucking corn dog. So when I got it out, I was
sick.
Dude, it was. I can't. If
At least it wasn't mustard.
Shit, if I smell that shit, dude, I get like. I feel like that dude from Twitter.
Oh man, dude, those are delicious. You put some syrup down on a plate and you just flap that thing on top of it and take a big old Ganji.
I know about. Yeah, I remember those. I didn't know they made those anymore.
My kids, I don't think I've ever had one. I was like, "Have you ever had these?" And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "These." And they're like, "I don't know, fucking I guess." I'm like, "Well, I was really excited to show you that." So
I hate when people act like she's like, you all don't even know what a blockbuster is, you little assholes. You should be listening up to some real things right here.
But I did get Pop-Tarts, Eggo flavored Pop-Tarts.
Damn, that's weird. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're like yellow and white on the outside.
Why don't you just get an Eggo? I don't know why you need a Pop-Tart of it.
I don't know, but I'm fascinated now. Like, there's just a guy in a lab somewhere making foods fuck,
That's
Like
true.
an Eggo
That
and
would.
Pop-Tart. Fuck.
It's like, what's your job? I'm a food fucker. That's what I went to school and became a food fucker. I fuck food and then I have food fucked.
I love fucking food, man. It's amazing.
Mhm.
That would be an amazing job, dude. Imagine if that's how they actually did it. Like, or if you went to a presentation and like your job was to come up with new Pop-Tart ideas, there and
Yeah.
some fat guy smoking a cigar, eating a lobster is like, nobody has Christmas until I get 3 new Pop-Tart ideas in this room by noon. Sales are down. And some guy's like, all right, hear me out. And he does the Time Boy thing, but he takes an Eggo and he takes like a strawberry Pop-Tart and he just starts fucking them. They go underneath and then he pulls out a fucking pop. I'm going.
No, then he does all that. And then he pulls it out. And he's like, now imagine Pop-Tart Eggos. Like, I feel like, get that man a goddamn raise.
I'd be like, I'm out. And I'm out like Shark Tank. Let's see here. Michael Parton says, I feel for Cavill, Gatto, Momoa, and the most for Michael Keaton, who they were also going to give him a Batman Beyond movie, which I thought was perfect.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Yeah, you're exactly right. I do feel bad for every single one of those people, because they all really worked hard and believed in that project. They brought their best to it, and they really had an understanding of the Zack Snyder vision of what they were trying to do. And it sucks, man, because now it's all just like they're just going to hit the reset button and say, you guys, it never happened. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to use Flashpoint as exactly what we all feared. They're going to reset everything, and then it's all going to change. That's the easy way to do it. If they do the Flashpoint thing, right, and they go back and if they could just write a little thing in if they hadn't already thought of it, where Barry Allen, to fix time, he has to go back and change a couple of things. And then when he does that, it resets, it changes everything for the good, but everything's going to be slightly different. So that's where they can recast Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. It sucks, dude. And the Michael Keaton, but what Mike said earlier, they still could, if they could salvage anything right now, they could still do a separate universe and still have that Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton. They could still do it, but they won't.
It sucks, man. Yeah, his performance in Batgirl also got, which I wasn't excited about seeing the movie, but it was cool Batgirl to have him in it. It's just going to be weird going to see The Flash, right? And be like, DC's going to be like, hey, you got to see this movie that starts all this shit that we already know is not going to follow up. It's going to be such an awkward marketing. Like, come see The Flash. Why?
I think they're going to have one of those things too. They'll have like deleted scenes and shit, like the Snyder Cut, or they'll have like, whatever. But I just want to know, when you're watching Ezra Miller, is he going to run so fast that he outruns his warrants too? Is that going to be one of those things where you're going to see like warrants flying behind him and you're like, oh shit, that guy's fast as fuck, dude?
Yeah, don't ever tell me crime doesn't pay. I've seen Ezra Miller and Deshaun Watson on my TV screen.
I hope it'd be funny if some asshole writer just wrote in, like, if it was a bonus feature and they just did the storyboards, like, in this particular alternate reality, Barry Allen / the Flash started his own religion. And then they just showed clips of what he was doing.
Dude, after that movie comes out, someone better watch that fucker, because once the movie's out and he doesn't have to walk the line anymore. By the way, how the fuck are they going to keep Ezra in check? I think the only reason that he was like, hey, I'm sorry for doing the wackiest shit anybody's seen since Charlie fucking Sheen, was because he didn't want to fuck up his whole gigantic movie career with DC. But now that he's going to be out too after this one, someone better.
They're probably gonna. They'll fucking cast him as Spider-Man after Tom Holland leaves.
He's gonna come in fucking James Gonzalez like, I told you, don't you ever fuck me, Tony. Don't you ever.
Dude, that guy. Dude, there's something about Ezra Miller. I don't know. I just want to kind of punch him. There's something about his fucking face I just don't like. I mean, I like the guy as the Flash, but I just don't like him that much.
Yeah, I get it. And honestly, I thought Aquaman kind of blew the more and more I see it. And I'm not excited about Aquaman 2. Jason Momoa, for some reason, just bores the living shit out of me. And I just wasn't excited about that stuff. And Gal Gadot was fine, but I still think that there's like a better version of Wonder Woman out there. Like, as good as that was, I don't feel like they really nailed it.
I think what really turning me out about Momoa is Momoa, again, I think he's overrated a little bit. Just saying. I just think he's a little overrated. He's a good looking guy. He had long hair and he's got amazing tats and great pectoral muscles. I want to lick his nipples. But at the same time, I don't think that qualifies you as an amazing actor just because you did a really cool part in a superhero movie with your shirt off and you drank whiskey like a badass and you look like you were filming a Gucci commercial most of the time. With the fucking ocean splash and he's standing on the rocks and he's drinking that whiskey. I was like, if you guys were advertising bourbon, you sold me. That's all you got to do. You don't have to have a whole movie built around this motherfucker. Listen, I've seen a
gay White Claw.
I've seen a lot of good looking models that do Gucci commercials or like whatever. And I was like, yeah, those guys are good looking. But if they open their mouth, you'd be like, you can't act for shit. That's why you just gotta rely on
Saskatchewan.
But by the way, I just feel like, but also some of these actors like Momoa and Gal Gadot have gone on social media, made a fool of themselves, and been stupid. The one stalwart guy, and I swear this is what I'm talking about. He was a Superman in the movies and out of the movies, was goddamn Henry Cavill. He never made a fucking mess or a fuss on Twitter. He built his own computer. He was a nerdy dude just trying to like, I want to live in my fucking bubble and have a good time. I'm a superhero fan and a superhero lover. You know what I mean? Like he was a real life like leader, and then they scrapped him. I'm like, holy shit. What a train wreck DC has become.
Another thing that's going to upset you, Michael Parton again, thank you, man, says, I hear Aaron Taylor Johnson is a Bond front runner. And you're right. I heard that too, by the way. That's like legit, I think.
I ain't even talking no more.
What?
I ain't talking about it no more.
Fucking dude, you know Henry Cavill's got to be staring at himself in a mirror somewhere going,
Aaron Taylor fucking Johnson?
Like, look at me. I'm a fucking badass. I'm handsome. I'm nice. I'm a good actor. I'm fucking jacked. And I'm Henry fucking Cavill. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah.
You got beat by Quicksilver. What, you didn't see that coming?
Oh God!
You got beat by fucking Kick-Ass and Quicksilver. Well, good for him. Holy shit! Isn't that guy over 30 though? I thought he was over 30.
I hate it. I guess not.
But he looks like he's 20.
And I have seen him be good in roles. Like
he's a good actor.
They played that redneck. I was like, you're fucking scary, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
but I've also seen him be boring as fuck. Like in that Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston. Oh my God, put me to sleep.
I think, he was just like squeezed in because he needed a paycheck. I mean, I felt like he was barely even in it. I mean, he was in it, but I felt like he cashed it in. But he's a good-looking guy. He's ripped, whatever. And maybe it's because he has a youthful feature to him. He does look like he could pass for 20s. I mean, I'm saying like even now, I think he is over 30. I think he's not well over, but I think he's over 30.
I'm gonna Google it just in case. Aaron Taylor, and
like 31 or 30.
His name is so simple and hard to remember. He's got 3 first names. I don't like him for that reason alone. He is, God damn. If someone said the opposite of fucking Bond, it would be this guy. He was born in 1990. He's 32 years old.
So he's over 30. And Cavill's like 30 our age. I think he's like 38 or 39.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, fucking Bond people. Shit, that sucks. No offense to him. I just don't see him as a goddamn Bond.
Jesus Christ. What world we live in? What world we live in? Go tell it all about.
I feel like
Wormwood's coming, bitch. Wormwood's coming from the heavens.
I feel like we're the guy in Step Brothers, the guys in Step Brothers. He's like, this sucks this is on Planet Sucks, Camel Dick, or whatever it was that they said. I can't remember exactly what they said, but when they made him turn off the TV. All right, let's give our number.
Whatever. We'll see. Maybe it's good. Who knows? I don't know. I'm never gonna buy Aaron Taylor Johnson as Bond. Just not gonna do it. I'm sorry.
I won't. I mean, I've been surprised before, but
Aaron Taylor Johnson now. Oh my God. All right. So my number 12 is gonna be again, it's pretty much similar to Final Destination for the same reasons. But the difference is in this particular franchise is that it actually has movies that happen sometimes in the franchise that are actually really good. And not just the first two. Saw. It's going to be Saw. I thought the new one with Chris Rock was fucking absolute trash juice. I hated that one. I did not think that was good at all. Spiral, that was dumb as fuck. But Saw 1, I thought was amazing. It was so well done. I really enjoyed the score. The score was one of the best parts about the movie. The ending was a shocker. I really did enjoy that. And then it kind of got stupid after the second one. And then it got better. And then there's one, I don't know if it's the 6th one or 7th one. That's what I'm saying. Like there's like 2 movies in between there somewhere where it's like actually good and they tell a great story. So unlike Final Destination, Saw does have hits in the middle of their franchise. A couple of movies that work, and I do like the idea of Saw, so that's why Saw is number 12.
That's fucking weird, dude. That's fucking weird. It's my number 12 as well. Oh my God, it's like we butt fuck.
He got the Velcro.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking weird franchise. It really is. Like a lot of those movies suck. I mean, they do, but Saw 1 was such a revelation.
Revelation.
Thank you. Fuck, Jesus
Mhm.
Christ. But
I
the
read the
first one was
Bible.
such a revelation. And then the second one was pretty goddamn good. And when they started rolling them out every goddamn Halloween, it was like, oh, this is a thing. This is fun. I
Yeah.
enjoy this. Even by 4, you're like, all right, I know I'm going to see a piece of shit, but it's Halloween, and let's have a couple beers and go watch a Saw movie on Halloween. So, and I appreciate it for that. And it was new at the time. I think it's like as far as what it did for horror movies, I think it's like the cheap save a lot version of Serial of the Scream franchise, because when Scream came along, it changed everything, right?
Well,
And I
it
think,
was it was the Wish.com Jesus. It kept horror relevant. Like
yeah,
it kept horror
exactly.
relevant for a little while because
Yeah,
people were
no
like,
one
"Oh, they
really,
still make horror movies, so it's not bad."
yeah, no one really appreciated it. I mean, we appreciate it. Like, hey, you did good. You're doing good. The box office is great. We thank you. But behind closed doors, they were like, man, we got to. It's like the Happy Gilmore of fucking horror movies. They're like,
Yeah.
but no, it was the whole torture porn saga that horror went through. And I'm not going to
Yeah.
say they started it or anything like that. You know, you had a bunch of shit that was going
Be
on.
careful
Funny
now.
Games.
You're going to get into a debate because there was that whole debate that happened on Facebook. I haven't been on there for a long time, but like torture porn, what's really torture porn? There was like a
Right.
whole argument between people.
Well, yeah, and I think this was like this was consumer torture porn. I mean, I think it's fair to say that it was torture
Yeah,
porn.
it was the Walmart brand. Of torture porn.
Yeah, for a generic audience, and then it spawned Hostel and all that stuff like that happened. But it's got a lot of fucking bad movies in it, man. But still, yeah, there's a new one coming out. And every time it comes out, we hope it's really good. I thought Spiral was all right. It was fine. It felt like a VOD. It was a good VOD detective version with a touch of Saw in it, like for me. But yeah, man.
But the weird thing about Saw is though, like Saw can have like I don't know what movie, dude. There was like 2 movies in the middle of it, like 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 or whatever,
I don't
where the new
remember.
detective took over. But it was like you were watching it and you're like, holy shit! Like they can have good movies in between, and you don't, and you're like, holy shit, this is actually good. I don't know. That's why I think it's so interesting.
A lot like Final Destination, kind of. You know, like just the random great moments. Saw and Final Destination are really close together as far as they're all about the kills.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get, you know, like it's weird.
Well, what I meant was like in Final Destination is like, I just think the first 2 movies are good, but then it's just fun to go watch the death scenes happen. In Saw, they actually tell good storylines. Like every once in a while in the franchise, you'll be like, holy shit, this is actually a good movie. And it's like the 6th one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Final Destination, it's worth it to see it for the deaths, and Saw is worth it to see it for the traps. You know, it's kind of like the same thing. Even if the movie sucks,
yeah,
I gotta go back and watch Saw, dude. I literally I remember 1, 2, and 3 vividly. From 4 up until Jigsaw, just a fucking.
Dude, I think it's 5th one. I think it might be the 5th one. It's fucking good. That's what I'm saying about Saw, though. Saw is literally a franchise that you can have fun with, eat popcorn, and turn your brain off, and then you might forget about it, but it's still great.
You might throw up that popcorn.
Yeah, maybe so.
3 was the grossest, dude. When they took that pig, they were shooting like dead pig juice on that dude in the fucking thing. That was disgusting.
Yeah, someone was like, "I want bacon."
Is there a cop in here? All right, what's your number
11? My number 11 is going to be, and again, I'm putting it in there because I do consider it a franchise, even though there were multiple different. I'm going to put the Conjuring universe because I feel like it's a franchise. The Conjuring universe is a franchise because they all tied together in some way. Yeah. So, yeah, I like the Conjuring universe. I think the Conjuring 2, the actual name, is kind of shitty. I don't like Conjuring 2 because it takes too goddamn long to get going, and then it's all about the love story and shit. I'm like, I don't care. I mean, you guys might be charlatans. I don't give a fuck about your love story. I just want to see the booger monsters. But I do think but there's some gems in there too. I don't like Annabelle, but I like the Annabelle, the one that Annabelle, what was it called? Annabelle Rising or whatever. When it breaks out of that dumbass daughter and the friends come over and they let it out of the museum and it activates all the. I don't know which one that's called. I like that, but I do like what they're doing with it. Yes, I mean, you could take are they telling the truth? Are they not telling the truth? You could take all that shit with a grain of salt. I just enjoy it for what it is. It feels very much like I don't know. I feel like it's like a goddamn Ghostbusters series or some shit. I don't know. I like it. I enjoy it. I mean, that's as simple as it is. It's just an enjoyable film series to me.
I agree with you, by the way, that for me, when I was going through these, it didn't make mine. It didn't even make my honorable mentions, but you know how I feel about those movies.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you that the whole universe, I think, is a franchise. It's not just Conjuring 1, 2, and 3. I think it's all involved in that. I think you could call that its own franchise for sure, which is crazy because it's like 9 films now.
Well, I think it's cool too because it's actually the first time you ever see something like MCU type horror where they all connect to each other.
Yeah,
because you don't really.
yeah,
I mean, you
they
know.
do
I
do
mean,
that.
the only. I mean, but because they all have their own separate movies, like Annabelle, Lorona, The Conjuring, and then they all somehow connect to one another.
Yeah. Yeah. My fucking number 11 is going to be. It's a weird one. Again, I know I'm doing ones that don't have a lot of movies in it, but it's going to be the Psycho
I
franchise.
almost put that on mine.
Quality's just there, dude.
It's
film
awesome.
to film. Like if the first movie is a classic, fucking obviously the first Psycho movie. It's one of the original classic fucking horror movies of all time. But like when you go and watch this franchise, every single movie is fucking watchable. You know, 2 is entertaining as shit. Psycho 2 is really fun to watch. It's got some wild ideas in it. It's a good time on the whole. And then 3, I honestly don't remember very much about.
That's
3.
got a badass soundtrack. It's got that synth ass
yeah.
soundtrack. That's awesome. Yeah.
I can't really remember much about the movie itself, but I remember not fucking hating it, I think. And then 4, when they did the whole callback sequence, when he's at the fucking radio station, I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I just thought.
Well, the remake sucked with Vince Vaughn. It was literally shot for shot the exact
I didn't even
movie.
think about that one. I forgot all about that. I did. That
Vince Vaughn was great as Edward Norton, or Edward Norton as what's his name? What's his guy? Norman Bates. Yeah, he was great, but I just first off, in my defense, Edward Norton would have been a great Norman Bates. I'm just saying,
crushed it. He would have fucking crushed
it.
it.
Okay, you can shut your fucking mouth. Go
ahead
laughing because I got it wrong.
Hey, you tell her be fucking quiet. Oh, she's watching, isn't she?
Yeah, but yeah.
Jay, you fucking respect her feelings.
Shut up.
Jesus Christ. Tired of telling you. No, but fuck. You could also technically, I don't know if we're including shows or not, probably not, but you could include technically Bates Motel, which was
I haven't watched it. I never watched it. I know I should, but I haven't.
I'm not. Maybe it's not good. I don't know. The entire time I was just like, is Vera Farmiga gonna fuck her son?
She's hot.
Like, when's that episode coming? I'm not saying I wanted it. I don't know if I don't think I wanted it. I think that's gross. I don't. But
that's like when you've had too much beer and you got like your finger hovers over stepmom fuck stepson. Like, I don't know.
To be fair, I mean, you can't feel bad about clicking on those family porns though, because I'll tell you this: every single one is marked that now. Like
that's true. You can't help it. It's
They have to do it like to get the clicks up, you know. They're like the new Halloween updates.
They're like a bunch of bastards that are trying to catch coyotes. They just leave out raw meat. They just leave out raw meat to catch those coyotes. So
yeah, it's like why do you always have to be fucking your step bro? Can we just have a normal porn here? But anyways, yeah, like I said, the Psycho series is very quality for its few films.
No, it's great. Psycho's awesome.
We'll catch them on chats before we go to number 10. That got weird. Hey, you pipe down over there, dog. Where were we on the super tits? On the super tits.
I'm glad I got that wrong. Edward Norton as Norman Bates would actually fucking work. Okay, that was almost like I don't know the name of it, or like it was a good mistake. It was a good mistake, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, I mean,
serendipitous. Is it serendipitous? I don't know.
Yeah, kind of. But I think that, dude, we saw him play good guy versus evil dude in Primal Fear, right? So he could crush it.
Yeah, I think he could pull it off.
JD with the fucking Wendy's bag, son. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. Thank you so fucking much. Says Merry Christmas. Glad to see your pretty faces. The Scream trailer got me stoked for the new one. Have a great show.
Hey, thanks, JD. I ain't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No, April told me about it, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, no, you know, I was pleasantly surprised by the new one. I said that when I watched it. So, but I know that there was something about a subway, and it's in New York, different rules. But I was like, doesn't that just sound like Scream 2, where the rules changed or something? Didn't they do the rule change in Scream 2 or Scream 3?
Well, that kind of runs through the whole thing. Like, you know, because they try to come up with a new reason. Like, and then 3, what's the rules of a trilogy? You know, but JD, that shit got me fucking pumped too, man. I can't wait. It really was the perfect trailer. I wish Halloween would learn a thing or two from them about making trailers, because it's literally they're in a subway.
Yeah.
Not the restaurant, but they're in a subway cart in New York City, and like it's Halloween, so everyone around them is dressed up, and there's like 4 or 5 ghost faces in the crowd, and you got your surviving members of 5 standing there looking around, and you just see different ghost faces turning and looking at them. and then at the end one comes up, the lights go out, and then one comes up and grabs someone's face, which those are two different scenes spliced together.
No, because when I heard that though, it sounded like when they were doing the Stab movie in Saw 2, it literally sounds like a plot point because all the kids were wearing Stab masks because they made a movie off of it, and then one of them is actually the real fucking Ghostface. Right. So I just feel like it's the same plot point, but it's just on a subway now, not in a movie theater.
Well, it's just there's also like a Pinhead and there's a bunch of people in there. So like everybody's just dressed up for Halloween. But it's just the reason I think it's so cool is because it's literally a trailer, and then people say it's a teaser, not a trailer. It was a minute long. It's right in between. But like it gives away, you watch a trailer and you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, well, I know it's not over because we still have to see that scene from the trailer. And like it goes through the beats. This dude, it doesn't give away anything. It's like, we're in New York, Ghostface is back, he's gonna fucking kill people, boom, fucking scream. And
wouldn't it be crazy if they had done something like where somebody was like recording it on the subway when it was happening, like kind of like that grainy ass like phone footage, and then that would have been the phone, like I don't know, like him killing someone on the subway and then someone was recording it. And then he runs at someone. He runs at someone with the phone, and then it like says "Scream 6." I don't know. Like just something vague and weird like that. I don't know.
Makes me think of TCM 2022. He's like, "You're so canceled, bro." I actually love
what Elon Musk says, "Eat my shorts." I ain't canceled.
Thank you so much, JD. I really do appreciate that.
Have a Merry Christmas too.
By the way, we have one more stream before Christmas, not this one, but the next one. Clear your calendars or don't. Friday Night Fights, the final Friday Night Fights of the year.
Is that next week?
Next week. We talked about. We haven't actually got the hella.
The day before Christmas.
Is it the day before Christmas? It's the day before.
Isn't Saturday Sunday? Isn't Saturday Christmas Eve?
No, it's the 23rd. So 23rd is Friday, Saturday is Christmas Eve. Yeah, so it's the day before Christmas Eve. The one we've been talking about for a while, the Christmas movie Face Off. All the Christmas movies, Christmas horror movies, whatever kind of Christmas movies.
Just Christmas in general, yeah.
Yeah, you guys vote, and that'll be fun.
That'll be fun, yeah. By the way, I was going to go ahead and say this on camera. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, so if you want to throw that bitch in there, goes ahead.
I'm so sick of
ahead.
I'm so sick of it. That's that.
Technically, you could even say Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2 could be a Christmas movie.
They are selling that fucking conversation at Walmart for $5.99. It's not cool anymore,
Are they? I haven't been to Walmart since 1971. I just haven't left my house.
And I don't mean because you brought it up. I just mean people online are like, by the way, I'm so different. Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. I'm like, we've been doing this for 6 years.
I never in my mind, I never didn't think it wasn't a Christmas movie. You know what I mean? Like even when I watched it before we even did the channel, I was like, it's obviously it's during the holidays. It's a Christmas movie.
I thought it was. I think Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie. Fuck it. Stacey James says, which two franchises will make the best crossover?
I don't know. It hasn't the biggest one been done. I mean, you did like Alien and Predator. And you did Friday the 13th, and you did Friday the 13th and Freddy.
How about The Exorcist and the Conjuring universe? Old Captain Howdy versus the fucking Conjuring kids.
And then you're gonna have fucking Lorraine coming in there, fucking dealing with that.
God damn it, Lorraine!
I don't know about that shit. I don't know.
Captain Howdy would fuck the Warrens up, in my opinion. But that's just because I don't like the Conjuring movies. But like,
I mean, as far as dude, I don't know. That's it. I always thought like, and again, I know it would be the death of a franchise, but maybe Halloween versus Friday the 13th, the two silent killers.
It'd be the biggest.
I mean, as far as like, that's the only crossover I could think of. Like, I mean, I don't know, yeah. Or what? No, I take it back. They're not horror franchises, but Ghostbusters versus the Conjuring universe. Have the Ghostbusters come in and bust some ass.
That would be fun, dude. That would be at some point. Someone's got to fucking do that. I would also go Ash versus anybody, man. Like if you threw Ash, Ash is the perfect. If you had to go that route with like Halloween or Scream or fucking Friday 13th, Hellraiser. Throwing Ash in the middle of that universe would be the perfect good guy.
They did it in the comic books. They did that in the comic books.
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. They did the whole fucking.
And then Pinhead showed up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that would be my pick for sure, man. Because like normally in those movies, you got to stretch and you got to make this big stupid plot. Like, why would Freddy and Jason fight each other? Raw. Well, this is like Ash is a good guy, but he's a part of the horror universe. So I think that'd be cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to go smoke? P? I mean, P, because we don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke some
Bad for
crack
you.
cocaine too. By the way, the last one I was gonna say is, yeah, I'm gonna go real quick. Night of the Living Dead could do a crossover with Resident Evil, because why not?
Oh, I thought you said, I was confused. I thought you said Nightmare versus Resident Evil. I was like, what?
Mm-mm.
But no, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's the same fucking thing.
Well,
You
it's
just have
fucking-
stars show up in a Nightmare movie.
Yeah, it's the same fucking movie. Like, all right, I'll be back.
All right. Speaking of which, there was a fucking, as far as Resident Evil goes, so the Night of the Living Dead thing. Did you guys hear about this? They're bringing that back. They're starting the new Nightmare on Living Dead. God, my asshole. The new Night of the Living Dead series. They're restarting that up again, and it's going to be actually in theaters, like a hardcore, like actual, like they're going to put money into it and try to bring back the Night of the Living Dead. When they first said that, I thought, oh, there's going to be some direct to DVD fucking butt shit. They're not even going to try, but no, it's going to be legit as hell. It's being bought by MGM and all these people like that. It's fucking nuts, man. While Jay's gone, I will go ahead and keep the party going on my list. And here, I'll just do the fucking list because it just looks creepy and weird there with like no Jay in the chair. My number 10 is going to be, feels weird. It feels weirdly low, right? But it's going to be Hellraiser. Now, the reason Hellraiser is low on my list is because, again, fucking Pinhead, like one of the most iconic there is, right? Pinhead is super fucking iconic. Is this what we... Oh, that's a weird fucking view. My face is so big right now. And so is my dick. But Hellraiser's got so many shitty movies, man. I mean, it's got... You could argue Hellraiser's got more shitty movies in its franchise than almost any other movie franchise on this fucking list. I mean, when you include Revelations and the Weinsteins just literally just fingering its butt in like all the wrong ways. That's probably a terrible analogy considering the source material. But just really just fucking the shit out of the franchise, putting out the worst corn dogs they could straight to DVD just so they could keep the rights to it for another couple years. And by the way, we got so close to Dimension doing that to Halloween. We got this fucking close to Dimension when they own the Halloween franchise, do it, given Halloween the exact same treatment they gave the Hellraiser franchise. They had Robert Zappia write the script, that 2 Phases of Evil, which the script was good, by the way, but still yet, with the money they put behind it, it never would have been great. But Hellraiser's got more bad movies in it than almost any of these franchises do. Now, we could argue potatoes to potatoes on that, but the reason it's also so high on this list is because it's fucking Pinhead. It's one of the most legendary... it could be on your Mount Rushmore, and I wouldn't blink an eye at it. You know, horror heroes of our time. Maybe not heroes, but, you know, fucking Pinhead's one of the biggest deals. And it's managed to survive. It survived getting dunked in a Dunkin' Donuts toilet that's been shit in by 7 hungover dudes on Christmas morning. It's survived the deepest depths of shitty movie making there is. And it's back now. Not only have we had the movie that just came out, which is, you know, depending on how you feel about it, it's at least all right, and they're putting effort into it. And then you got maybe a TV series coming to HBO. But yeah, the first movie's there's nothing like the first Hellraiser movie. Not even the sequels are like the first fucking Hellraiser movie. That was, you just need to scrub your skin after you watch it. It's so fucking disgusting in all like the emotional and the visceral ways and the visual ways. It's just gross as shit. And then the second one, I've never been a huge fan of. I thought they just jumped the shark with the second one. I did not enjoy going to Leviathan and all that shit like that. I love Inferno, directed by Sinister director Scott Derrickson. I thought that movie ruled. It was a good detective story, very underrated, straight to video. Hellraiser 1. And then, you know, Hellraiser 3 I thought was pretty fun. They had the dude spitting CDs out of his fucking mouth at people. There's some good moments in the Hellraiser franchise for sure, but and it's a classic franchise, but it's weird. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. People don't care about Hellraiser the way they do the other big names. Like, I think Chucky is more, when you say Chucky to a just group of just regular people who aren't horror nuts or whatever, they know it way more. They've probably seen more Chucky movies than they've seen Hellraiser movies. And when we do a video like a Hellraiser update or a Hellraiser ranking or something, almost nobody seems to watch it. It's very strange. Hellraiser is like so known, but almost like the bastard stepchild of horror when it comes to like the big names in it. And that's weird. I don't know if just people just get uncomfortable with the super sexual material. I mean, that shouldn't be it because we're talking about horror with like slashers and shit like that. And yeah, Michael, sorry, you're right. It's Pazuzu, not Captain Howdy. I mean, he went by Captain Howdy for a minute there in the first one, right? Like, I'm not fucking tripping balls right now. I know Pazuzu's the original, but he was Captain Howdy. That's what he brought himself to Reagan as. That's what I fucking thought. Maybe I'm going crazy, Mike. I don't know. Maybe I'll need a toasted chalupa. But I agree with Holly. The fact that Shenard kills Pinhead so easily still pisses me off, is what she said. And I totally agree with that. The second one was just kind of fucked up and weird. And Hellworld does have Cavill in it. There's some weird, famous people who show up throughout the Hellraiser franchise for sure as well. But I'll go ahead and do number 9 as well. And for me, it's going to be, Jay already talked about it, so this is perfect. It's going to be The Exorcist. Exorcist. It's going to be the Exorcist franchise. It's got the greatest fucking horror movie of all time in it. You know? So it's I get that. It's got the greatest horror movie of all time in it, and that really is what drives it so far up my list for me. And I don't think there's anything even close to it. As far as scariness goes, still shit my pants to this day watching The Exorcist. And the second movie, yeah, it was half a retread, half dumb shit, completely pointless movie, doesn't need to exist at all. And then the third movie, really good fucking like detective / exorcist movie, totally underrated. Awesome Brad Dourif performance, awesome detective movie, awesome like 7-ish fucking, just a cool ass movie. If you guys have not seen The Exorcist 3, I swear to God, just go see it. Just go watch it. Settle down, get you some popcorn. It's long, it's slow. It's more of a detective thing than it is really pure horror, like serial killer type stuff. But fuck, it's got one of the greatest jump scares of all time. And it's a damn good, underrated ass movie for sure. I'm going to pull you inside of me. Oh, yeah. I went ahead and did.
It's nice and loose.
But the rest of the movies, yeah, just forgettable. They made the same movie twice with the prequel to The Exorcist. I forgot the name of them both, but they literally made the same movie twice with the fourth Exorcist movie. The beginning or the order or some shit like that. I don't remember. When we Man vs. Movie did, we didn't even watch both of them because it was like it's literally the same fucking movie. So the franchise not great, but it does have a decent TV series on top of it. David Gordon Green's getting ready to do it. But the reason it gets so high on my list is because, yeah, scariest fucking movie of all time. You know, I mean, sure. What are you gonna do? All right, I went ahead and did.
You'll have screaming demons when you watch it, no doubt. Screaming demons.
If you want to, since I can't do the list while you're not here, if you want to catch up to the super chats,
all right. Or hold on, where are you? Where was the last one?
I'll jump back. I'll scoot. Let me see. Cookie woman walking down the street.
No, we need to record that shit.
I know. We are at 8:35 p.m. with Nathan.
Okay, I would find it. I would find you.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, is it me? It was Nathan. Okay. Nathan, thank you so much. He says, love you guys. Been watching you for a while now. Are you guys going to be watching the new Avatar, Way of Water? And also, you guys are just so great. Thank you, Nathan. You're just so great. You're just so awesome. And I love your pick as well. It looks like, you know what? You look like that one of the characters in Unfriended Part 2. Like, oh my God, I think that someone's listening in on our conversation. But we did answer that earlier. I probably won't watch Avatar 2 until it comes to streaming. I don't see myself going out into the theater and watching it anytime soon. I'm interested, but I feel like what happened with James Cameron is that he waited too long with the franchise. So I'm just so dry. I'm just so dry right now for the franchise. I know. But I'm interested. I'm just not so interested that I want to go see it in theaters. And Mike said, fuck no. So, but yeah, I'll watch it at some point for sure. But thank you so much. That was really sweet of you and nice of you. Thank you. Bat Beast says, what's up, guys? Hope y'all having a great night. So I'm theorizing Kevin Williamson could be pulling a No Way Home gag with Stu. Thoughts on this? No. I've said this before. I don't think Stu is alive. I think Stu is DED, dead. Okay. I don't know. If he comes back, if Stu comes back, fine. I know that he's a fan favorite, and I like Stu, but Man, I don't know. I just think that would be. I just think it's so stupid. To be honest with you, I just think it's so dumb. You know, it almost it borderlines on that superhuman type of ability that he would survive this. This motherfucker was stabbed. Wasn't he shot? Was he shot? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. He had all sorts of blood loss going on, and then he had a big tube ass fucking TV that was plugged in, by the way, dropped on his fucking head. Like his ass got like tombstone by the Undertaker by that TV. I just don't see him coming back. But I mean, if he comes back, I'm sure it'll help the series. I mean, I know that a lot of people like that, but I don't. Actually, I take that back. I don't know if it'll help the series, but who knows? Mike is definitely in love with that idea, so you're in good company with Mike. I just don't think it's going to happen. Legends Never Die says, Cookie Woman. Yes, Cookie Woman. She hid Michael because that stupid little girl, Jamie, wanted to talk about cookie women's instead of serial killers. She could shut up. But thank you so much, Legends Never Die. And I love that quote. Legends Never Die is from the Sandlot thing, is what I remember. Jamie Smith, by the way, thank you so much, says, evening, fellas. Had a night out and been anxious and had a panic attack when I got home yesterday. Needed this stream today. I need you to know that content is my main escape. So thank you for being you, and please never change. You have no idea how awesome that is. And I'm sorry you had a panic attack. We will never change because neither one of us hit puberty. We are very much assholes and prepubescent adolescent. I don't know. You know, whatever. We're never going to change. Don't worry about it. But I'm sorry you had that. And I hope your night goes better. But yes, Jamie, it's going to be okay. And I'm glad you're here. And just gather around here. Eduardo Santiago says Jason Momoa needs to be Lobo in a Michael Bay film. Make it so. You're probably saying it like Patrick Stewart. Make it so. Yeah. I can see that, but I always Lobo. Man, I don't know. Jason Momoa, I could see him doing it, but honestly, he's too old. Ron Perlman might have been a pretty decent Lobo, to be honest. Hugh Jackman would have been a good one too, but he is Wolverine. But hey, I like it. Thank you, Eduardo. Going down here, let me just. God, you guys are awesome. There's so many of you awesome sexies. Jack Plays 95. You played something 95 times. Is it your wiener? No. Hi, guys. Hope you're having a good week. Did you see the Kill the Justice League game trailer? They are bringing back Kevin Conroy one last time as Batman, which is absolutely amazing. I'm hyped for the game. Yes, I'm definitely going to get that game. I didn't get Gotham Knights. The reviews that came out for it and what I saw on gameplay was I wasn't really excited about it. But yes, I did know that Kevin Conroy, that's his last ever time playing Batman, which is arguably the best performance as Batman with Kevin Conroy doing the voice. But it looks, I think it looks great. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. And I did see the last trailer. It looks amazing. And yeah, 100%. But yeah, thank you so much, Jack's Play. Yeah, I'm getting it. I don't know about Mike, but I'm definitely getting it. Let's go on down here. Let's go ahead and get Michael Parton. Mike, it's called Pazuzu, not Captain Howdy. What an asshole. He fucked up the demon's name. You cannot do this. But yes, it is Pazuzu. Thank you, Michael. Colton Candler. Sup, dudes? What's up, man? What's y'all's favorite shows of the year? My top 3 are Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, and Dahmer. I don't know what Mike's 3 are. That's a good one, man. Cobra Kai is up there. I haven't watched Dahmer. Stranger Things. That's a good one. Tulsa King. I'm really liking Tulsa King right now. So that's high up there. But I would say my top 3 shows so far, I would go with Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, and Tulsa King. It's Colton Candler. Yeah. So that's my top 3 right now. But I mean, I know that Tulsa King came out at the very latter end of 2022, but I would still say it counts. But
I'm catching up to you. Hang on 1 second.
We're caught up. I got all this. I think so. Nope, we didn't. The next super chat is Cyrexol 60. I don't know. Cyrex wins.
To answer Colton's question, those are 3 good ones, by the way. I didn't even finish Stranger Things, dude. I need to do that.
That's good.
But I'm with you on fucking Tulsa King, man. Nobody's talking about that show, but it's so good. Sylvester Stallone's so fucking good in it. And then Ted Lasso wasn't this year, was it? I fucking love that show. I'm trying to think fucking what shows we watched this year. Yellowstone's still pretty good. It's not that great. Damn. There's been a bunch of fucking shit that I've watched, and I can't think of shit right now, Colton. I'm going to think about that. I'll get back to you. And we're on Saraxia.
Yes.
69, dudes. Longtime listener, first super chat. Thank you, man. It says, I can't wait for Scream 6. Let's go, Stu. Get it up, baby. Get it up. Also, can I get Jay to say he's probably queer?
Yeah, he's probably queer. Mike already did it.
I think he means in the William Forsythe accent. It's William Forsythe, right? Yeah.
I don't know. It's Michelle Mabel. He's probably queer. God, I don't know.
There it was. That's the one. Okay, so and you got to get caught up on the list here. So
yeah.
Thank you, Cyrax. Appreciate that, man. So I did 10 and 9. So you got 2 to go.
All right. So my number 10 is going to be this is going to burn some people's biscuits, and I'm okay with that. Let's burn them up and put them in Hardy's baskets. I'm going to Scream is my number 10. I enjoy the series for what it is, but I've also gone on record, and I've said this a million times before. I feel like Scream, the first 2 are really good, and I was done with it after that. Scream 1 is obviously the best, but I was shocked by the 5th one, and it actually was decent enough to get my interest going with it. It's an interesting concept. I like Scream, but I just feel like Scream is overrated. And I've always thought that. I feel like it's a cool killer. It's a cool idea. But then once you kind of like tap that too many times, like that shit's done. Like you burst your vein. It's done now. Okay. You need to quit your heroin. but it's still a fun franchise. But it's a really interesting one on how they could remake it or redo it. I don't know. So there's hope for it. And Scream 6, everybody apparently loves it. So we'll see. But yeah, Scream, I enjoy Scream, but it's just not it's not in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, it didn't make my list.
It didn't?
No, Scream didn't make my list.
I'm
just kidding.
I was going to say, I'm only reason why I did it for was brownie points with the chat. I didn't do it for any other reason. But no, yeah, but I mean, I do like it. It's a classic. I mean, Ghostface is always going to be a classic horror villain. But the franchise itself, I enjoy when they come out now and again. I'll still watch them. Is my point. When Scream pops, I'll watch it at some point. But I just don't think it's that amazing as everybody else does. But that's what I am. Anyhow, my number 9 is going to be Paranormal Activity. I think Paranormal Activity is a good franchise. I actually did enjoy the first 3. I thought they were all pretty well done. And then when they did, I don't know, there was one that Mike and I watched. It was like a Spanish one, and that was fucking awesome. I don't remember the name. The marked ones. That was really good. And that doesn't nearly get the praise that it should, because the marked one was actually really good. The last Paranormal Activity really sucked. But I still think that the franchise is like, it's got some freaky ass moments in it with the Witches Coven, with the handheld camera that they improve on every movie. I think it was really interesting and really well done. And I salute it for the fact that it took the place of Blair Witch as the most successful independent film of all time, with what they literally did with nothing but a couple of handheld cameras and mediocre actors. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they weren't like exactly Julia Roberts and fucking George Clooney. But yeah, I think Paranormal, like, it's enjoyable to me. Those kind of movies are just enjoyable to me. And ever since the marked ones, dude, when they were getting like kind of like weird with it, and they really went out there with the marked ones, I was like, man, this is there's a lot of room for them to grow with that, I think. So yeah, it's Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you on that one. Like, I wanted to put it. It didn't make my list, but I really wanted to. Like, it's in my honorable mentions, obviously, but like, I really enjoy those movies. I think they get an unfair shake from a lot of people.
That's because The Conjuring happened, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, they like any franchise, they have some bad ones. You know, they have
Yeah.
some shit stains. But I just feel like whenever those movies come out, they're maybe not now, but like around 4 or 5, even when they were starting to get bad, they had some really exciting moments to go see in the movie theater, you know, and
Yeah.
just like partake with the crowd with. So I really love that franchise. So I respect that choice, you
sure.
fucking cupcake
sure.
eating piece of shit. My number 8 is going to be, and this feels fucking low, dude. It feels low, but it's going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise.
I don't think that's that low.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are at number 8, and these are our top 15 franchises of all time. So we're getting to the real good shit now. Look, I mean, the first movie, again, they're all top heavy, right? That's what creates a franchise. Is the first movies is always great, but like, I just think the first movie is one of the all-time scariest movies of all time. It really is. Just every time you watch it, it gives you this sick sense of depravity in your soul.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few franchises that manages to actually scare you and give you that sick sense of depravity, but also be a fun slasher film.
Yeah, it's like walking into a flea market for the first time.
Yeah, like slashers don't usually scare you that way. Most of them are about more the entertainment level when they get into their sequels and stuff like that. But the first one's just ultimately scary. I really don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 very much. 3 I can appreciate, but it's not a good movie at all. I won't go through the whole fucking franchise. What really puts it higher on the list, though, I had it lower, and I completely forgot about fucking the resurgence it had in 2003. That's a great fucking movie, man. That Michael.
I mean,
Bay,
that's like that might be up there. That might be Michael Myers' Halloween reboot. It might do it.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking amazing. And the beginning was good too. The beginning was good. And I really like 2022. So there are some bangers and miss that, even though there's some shit stains, direct to DVD, like really bad movies in this franchise. And they really have never captured the essence that the first movie gave you again. And maybe they shouldn't, because it's just a dark place that you have to go to make those movies. But yeah. Man, they've done a good job remaking it twice now. Not remaking it, but the requel. You get what I'm saying. For sure. For sure. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
What be your number 8?
So my number 8 is going to be Alien. The Alien franchise is me number 8. Listen, the first 2 are goddamn Golden Globe classics. You can't get better with the sexiness that either one of those bring. The third one, like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like you didn't have a date for prom night and you had to come with your mother, but at least you came to the prom. The fourth one, holy shit. That's like clicking on some like stepmom, fucking stepdad or whatever, stepdaughter. I mean, porn. Yeah, it's just gross. But at the same time, the Alien franchise is interesting every time. And if Alien 5 ever happens, there was like this shelved idea that Sigourney Weaver was going to come back somehow or another, and they were going to get Michael Biehn to come back in an Alien 5 and kind of do a whole crazy thing. And I don't know if they were going to get Darren Aronofsky to direct it, but Alien's always going to be that franchise to me. Is like it's got like a mix of great sci-fi awesomeness to it, and then great horror action. So yeah, it's Alien.
Dude, it's fucking weird, man. We got off track here because I guess now I'm on 7. I'm a step ahead of you, but like my number 7 was Alien. So. Perfect time to go ahead and talk about that. I totally agree with you. And when Jay and I were texting about this, like how to do this, like what the parameters of it was going to be, like more than 3 movies and all that stuff like that. I did not include Predator in my franchise ranking for this because I just don't see Predator as a horror franchise. And it's weird because I thought, yeah, but what about Alien? I'm like, well, for me, I think Alien's way more of a horror franchise than Predator is, which is why it made it there. Because the first movie is pure horror. You know, it does have it takes place in a spaceship, and I guess there's action elements to it, but it's way more of a horror movie than anything to me. And the first movie is scary as fuck. It's fucking classic. The second movie, even though it's an action movie, it does have horror elements to it, right? And then, like you said, 3 and 4, we get a little bit fucking weird with that shit.
Well, I mean, even the first one has the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream." I mean, it's literally a horror movie. So yeah,
and it's scary as shit, dude. The first time when Dallas is in that fucking thing, and that thing's like, yeah, I fucking
give me a hug.
Shit.
Yeah,
well, suck your dick, man. But then, and they brought it back to the horror too, like with Covenant, like. Whether you like that or not, I realize a lot of people really don't like that movie. That's a pure horror movie. I mean, it's got action, sci-fi elements, but it's a horror movie.
I think more. I think Covenant is one of those movies that is more horrific. What the AI does, or not the android did to the survivor from Prometheus, that he experimented on her and made those things. That's fucked up. It was like unethical, like medical, like I don't know, craziness. I don't know.
And Prometheus, I fucking love Prometheus. I realize a lot of people hate it, but it's got some really good horror moments in it too. With like the when she gets in the pod and she has to have the baby. That shit was fucked up.
Cool. Yeah.
And the chestburster scene from Alien 1 is one of the greatest horror scenes of all time. I mean, that's one of the fucking most fucked up, scary, holy shit, Jack in the Box fucking horror scenes of all time. So yeah, man.
I agree.
I love it.
My number 7 is going to be well, we already talked about it, so we don't need to go into a lot of detail about it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my number 7 favorite franchise. Yeah, again, I got the Blu-ray when the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got the Blu-ray and watched. I'd already seen it before, but there's something about that movie that will always and forever be just really unnerving and disturbing. The way they shot it and the way that the characters were, and it really does make you feel like this shit could happen for real. Like we live in Kentucky. There's no doubt that if you go to Eastern Kentucky and you stop at some pump and fuck a gas station out in the middle of nowhere, there's a very good chance that your ass is going to be served up with a can of baked beans at someone's dinner. Like these motherfuckers like could eat you. I don't know. It's really unnerving. I don't know. It makes you feel icky when you watch the first one. The remake is great. The second one, I'm in the same boat. I know it's classic and people love it, but I never really got into it. And the third and the fourth one, I fucking hated. But I feel like there's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre itself, the franchise will continue to live on and thrive because there's so much good material that they can always get out of it and put it on screen. So it done right with the right director and the right writers. But yeah, man, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And they're so easy to make too. Like, I don't know where the news is about the sequel to the 2022 movie, but they need to bring that shit back out. Like I think it's prime and ready.
Well, that Netflix one, that was the first one I'd ever, that was actually one of the few movies I watched it. And then I turned around and watched it again, like back to back.
Yeah. It's
like,
it was that good. Entertaining.
I liked it. Yeah.
Totally, dude. I couldn't agree more. We'll go down to number 5 and then we'll go back to the super chats before we get into the top 5. My number 6 is going to be the Living Dead franchise. And for me, when I say that, and this
that's on my, you have to go the other one. You put it on my list.
Oh shit, my bad.
Which you mean Return of the Living Dead, or which Living Dead are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. The Romero franchise.
Okay, yeah.
The Living Dead franchise. For me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this could be up for interpretation, how you want to do that, whether it's Return of the Living Dead, all that shit like that. But I'm talking about solely the Romero verse that they did. You know, when it starts with Night of the Living Dead and then Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead, the way that shit worked. I just think, obviously, Night of the Living Dead changed horror forever. It was an amazing fucking movie that had something that did something amazing with its lead character. It had something to say about the world we're living in. It brought upon this entire genre. I know it's not the first zombie movie, but for a lot of people, it was the first fucking zombie movie. You know what I mean? That didn't live in Italy or whatever. And dude, those are just classic fucking films, man. They were amazing for the times, and it started a whole entire genre for horror, and it was just a big fucking deal. So yeah.
Well, he's like, they call him the grandfather of horror for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Romero was. And he also, you're talking about a low ass budget fucking movie from Pittsburgh that started it all. That's amazing. And like, he's the one that set the tone for zombies. Like, because zombies at that point had been like, I think they were like voodoo or something. They come back to, these were like flesh eating zombies, and they walk like the way like he made those zombies, everyone else is copied on their zombies from then on. Like, and he was a groundbreaker, dude.
And I think, that they would be even more revered if it just so happened that Night of the Living Dead, the original one, just by happenstance happened to happen in like the late 80s. I think that these movies would be more revered than they were then. You know what I mean? Because it was like, I know it was like Golden Age movies way back when, and then those other movies started to come out. But if he had a little bit more to work with, and it was a little bit further and a little bit more recent in people's memories, because like the old.
Well, they did the 1990 remake with Savini, which was awesome.
Yeah, and it was, but I'm just thinking, like, how when you go back to like the Mummies and Draculas and Wolfman movies, like at that time they were it, but like now those are so different from movies today. I think a lot of times they get forgotten about when it comes to like the culture and the popularity when it comes to horror movies. But I don't know exactly where I'm going with this, but I'm going.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My number 6 is going to be Evil Dead. It will be Evil Dead, my sirs and sexy gents and ladies. Yeah, it's Evil Dead. Listen, what Raimi started was great, and Bruce Campbell was the perfect action / horror hero of all. Like he was like the Snake Plissken of the horror movies. He was a guy that was like dragged into this crazy ass shit because this stupid bitch asshole dude read from a book, and now he's got to deal with it. And who are you gonna call? Well, not Ghostbusters. You got to call me, Ash, with a fucking chainsaw hand, and I got to do it. This movie spawned Evil Dead 2, which is arguably better than Evil Dead 1. I thought Evil Dead 1 was scary as fuck. People make fun of it, and they always say it's like the graphics. I always thought it was scary, man. But when I saw it for the first time, I thought it was scary as fuck. Yes. Evil Dead 2 had the comedy, it had the action, it had the horror. Army of Darkness was pure black comedy. And then you did the remake, and they did an excellent job with the remake. And Mike and I hated on it when it first came out, but then watching, I literally will go back and watch the remake several times, and I think they did a phenomenal job with that. Ash versus Evil Dead on Stars, awesome job. I think the worst thing about that was that they ended it at season 3 when it could have been so much more. But yeah, dude, Evil Dead, the franchise, will always be so high in my list because I remember as a kid how much that series meant to me, and like how much of an anti-hero and how cool Ash Williams, aka Bruce Campbell, was. I don't know. Yeah, dude, it's Evil Dead. Evil Dead all day long, all night long. Let's have a party. Let's get a party started.
Let's butt fuck. Dude, I'm right there with you. That's why it's my number 5. Evil Dead franchise is my number 5 too. We're so close. Yeah. Not quite touching tips, but rubbing the sides.
We're like right next to we're in the urinals together. We're peeing in the same urinal. Like that's how close our tips are.
It reminds me of that line in Scream 2, and she's like, everybody thinks that sororities are all about blowjobs and stuff like that, but and the one girl was like, well, harmonica style's okay, right? Like just like playing a day like anyways. But yeah, dude, I'm in complete agreement with you. I think that even if you don't include the TV series, which I feel like you should, I mean, that's a part of it, right? That counts.
It's amazing.
And that is another movie, by the way, we were talking about earlier, where the second movie sort of recaps the first movie, but in this one they just remake it. It's very strange how they did that.
The second one's the best one, I think.
But I agree. I think the second one's the best one, and people would disagree with me on this, but dude, I actually think Evil Dead 2 is not only funnier and more entertaining and better made than Evil Dead. I actually find it scarier than Evil Dead because when those girls are sitting there like. You know what I'm saying? Like, reminds me of one of my ex-girlfriends, but it's like the whole Dead by Dawn thing and stuff like that. I think that Evil Dead fucking rules. I thought Evil Dead ruled. They created not just a horror icon in the Deadites, but obviously a horror icon with Ash. And then what really takes it over the top is how fucking great, like you said, 2018, the remake was. And how gnarly it was and how fucked up and crazy it was. And you also, in the midst of all that, you've got Army of Darkness, which is a funny, crazy time travel, fucking weird ass movie that throws in the parody,
which is barely horror at all. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just black comedy throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, and you still got the like the she-bit shit and the what's her name? Come to sweet Henrietta.
Henrietta was in the second one. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking she was the chick in the dungeon that they threw him down. I always get those two scenes confused because it's underground or whatever.
Well, who played Henrietta was Sam Raimi's brother.
Yeah, Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi. Yeah, Ted Raimi.
But yeah, dude, and it just that franchise has so much involved in it. And if you want to talk about a movie that has like quality by movie, and this is one of the reasons I think Scream's so great, but like, and also Psycho and Poltergeist as well. There's only a few movies in there, but every one of them is decent, at least decent. There's not a bad fucking Evil Dead movie.
What really, like, if you want to talk about the iconic state that Ash Williams, like, that he is, I remember seeing when we saw Evil Dead in the theaters, when the credits roll and you just see, you see Bruce Campbell, and he had nothing to do with the movie, but he just does like, he does something. I don't know what he says. Boomstick.
Groovy.
He says something. Groovy. That was, dude. Everybody was like, fuck yeah! It was like seeing like goddamn the Avengers come together or something. I don't know. And then awesome. there was rumors that the new Evil Dead was going to cross over with Bruce Campbell's Ash at some point. I don't know, but that never happened. But either way, man, yeah, Evil Dead is fucking like, dude, you can't go wrong with the Evil Dead franchise. Every time if they announce a new Evil Dead series or even a sequel to the 2018 Evil Dead, I'm gonna watch the shit out of that, dude. 100%.
And dude, I'm telling you, we haven't done our list yet for most anticipated of 2023, but I promise you, Evil Dead Rise is going to be in the top 3. The fact that they're going to take that franchise and it's not going to, it sucks that Bruce Campbell's not going to be in it, but it's also good because it shows that they can move on.
Is he a producer though? I think he was a producer though.
Yeah. He's an executive producer. His hands are all up in that shit. Just him and Sam Raimi both. But the fact that it's still gonna involve the book and it's still gonna involve Deadites, they were really smart the way they did that. This franchise can continue for fucking ever, and they can feel original every time out. It's gonna be fucking awesome, dude.
I like it.
All right, we'll catch up on some super chats before we jump back to the list. There, I think we only got a few to catch up on.
Very few remain. Come to the house and give your tithings before we close the church.
We come from a land down under.
I must consult the oracle. I don't know what's happening.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your hose behind.
Let the rhythm take you over Palamos. Te quiero, Amarillo.
Like the deserts miss their rain.
By the way, I was telling her, I was telling April earlier. I was like, when he was like, "Let the rhythm take you over," but I used to think when I was a kid, he said "Tucker." No, let the rhythm take you over, Palom. And then he goes, Taquieto, Mamma Mio. They said Mamma Mia. I thought he said Mamma Mio.
Dude, songs that you get the lyrics wrong too, and they get stuck in your head that way, like AC/DC, Dirty Deeds.
Yeah.
I swear, my whole life I thought he said the deeds and the thunder chief. What?
that sounds like a flea market commercial.
Yeah, the Thunder Chief. I was like,
yeah, I used to think Big Gun was Big John. Number 1. I thought his name was John. He was like Big John.
That'll fuck you up, man. I was at volleyball the other night, and this chick was super fucking drunk, right? And she was talking, and I barely know her at all, but we were just in the same group, and she was talking.
Was she Snooki?
System of a Down, Aerials came on. You know, life is a waterfall. To the river because you come down. Let them know. That song came on, and she was like, "God, I fucking love Tool." I didn't say anything the first time.
Yeah,
she kept going. She's like, "My husband hates Tool. I love Tool," and I was
that's
like,
the worst. So she doubled down in her drunken state.
Yeah. I was like, "This is System of a Down," and she was like, "Oh, that's fucking right. This is System of a Down."
I wish you had one guy that had just had a mustachio like this, just a mustachio, and like everything else was gone, and he was like leaning against the volleyball post, and he was like, "A daisy if you do." If she had said, "I love Tool."
I wasn't gonna correct her, but then when she kept saying it, I was like, "All right, I have to say something before you say something to someone else." Anyways, Jamie Smith, thank you so much. Says, who would you have David Tennant play in DC? Do you know who David Tennant is?
Sounds familiar.
I'm gonna look him up real quick. David Tennant. He's a Scottish actor. You sound like you're from London. I think he's one of the Doctor Who dudes.
Oh wait a minute. That name sounds super familiar though.
He is if you don't watch Doctor Who, I can tell you right now you don't know who he is. Hang on, I'll share my screen with you.
Let me see his picture. I might know him. I know him.
Like that Van Halen song. Is it Van Halen? Is it Hot for Teachers? Like, keeps going higher. Okay, hang on. I lost my fucking bearings here. I can't make it work.
I brought my pencil. Give me something to write on. Like that was Hot for Teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Here we go. Here it is. This is
no,
David
I know that
Tennant.
dude. That dude's been in a lot of shit. That's not. He's
Has
not
he?
just been. Oh, he was Constantine. He was in the new Constantine. He actually was really good. And he's been in movies. Like I've seen him before.
He looks like Wolfman's got nards.
No, dude, go to movies. What he's been in. I've seen him I've seen him before. But he was Constantine when they relaunched that, which Fright Night. He was the fucking magician dude.
He was Peter Fright. He was Peter Vincent.
Yeah, Peter Vincent. Yeah.
And then Doctor Who. He's in Jessica Jones.
I think at DC, I think he already had it, man. I think he could be a good Constantine.
Yeah, that does make sense as a
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was great. Like, he was really good. He had the sarcastic, assholic kind of like response to everything. I mean, it was like talking to my priest. But yeah, it was perfect. Yeah.
I need to watch. Oh, by the way, JT, I saw your comments, buddy. Dude, no worries. I didn't take any offense to that. I was just kidding around. Don't sweat it.
Mike knocked your name off a fucking like list for Christmas cards. You son of a bitch.
No more dick pics for you, sir.
You get nothing.
No, don't worry about it. Sheena Wickham says, "Hey, a little tardy to the party." I don't know why I said it like that. Hey, I'm a little tardy to the party, but I'm here.
It's no big deal. Like, what's up, y'all? You guys ready to fucking party, bitch? I am.
Girls,
I'm the only fucking bitch ready to do it, apparently, because all you guys are lightweights, bitch.
She said, "Can't stay, but we'll watch later." Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry
Christmas, Gina. Merry Christmas.
Hi. Oh, my dog just sneezed in my face. Merry Christmas, Sheena. That is a cool ass fucking name. Doesn't it sound like a fucking superhero name?
Wickham. Sheena Wickham sounds like the law offices that I would need to use if I were ever going to need someone to help me with my IRS tax fraud.
It's the name of the.
They say, hey, have you tried Sheena Wickham law offices yet? No, I haven't.
If John Wick fucks Shania Twain, that would be their name. I gotta change my battery. Ow!
Oh, shit. Damn! We've been going for an hour and 40, y'all. Hour and 40.
Just pop your cherry.
By the way, I just want you guys to know that this is fun. Anyway.
Also, I'm gay. Just in case you guys wanted to know.
You came in late with that. Mike is so obsessed with gay and candy and all sorts of things that he says on a regular basis. I think he wants candy in his asshole and in his mouth with a dick too.
Duh.
I mean, did we not know about this?
I asked for
Who the fuck didn't tell me?
I've been asking for years. Chad Power says, I'll let you read this. You read this one.
Why are you talking like that, Chad? Jesus Christ. He's like talking in front of his parole officer right now. Hey, man, I'm playing with my nose tonight. Cloudy in the mountains, sunny in the valleys, and snow flurries up my nose. It sounds like you on goddamn cocaine, you dirty ass motherfucker that can't even clean your toilet without a spatula. Jesus Christ, Chad. You know what? I ain't going to say this. I bet you from Texas. You might be from Kentucky. You could be from Arkansas. All I got to say is there's a help center probably near you. Get your ass on the phone and start calling it. Because if you're playing with flurries up your nose and shitting on the toilet with spatulas that you need, you're fucked, Chad. God damn, man.
Normally, like it was funny that time because normally, like, I know your exact redneck accent, but for some reason that time you sounded like it was the same redneck accent, but it was mixed with that like super skinny, really tired older trailer park lady who smokes too many cigarettes. She's like, Chad, oh yeah, my nose.
Yeah, it was the frustrated one. Because I'm goddamn tired of seeing you, Chad Powers, popping up on my goddamn timeline, always asking and talking about things.
That fucking Brad. Max Parton says, when dudes ask me what I'm into, or if I'm top, bottom, or verse, I tell them I'm into the real deal, which means everything.
Jesus Christ, Michael, you're like the Holyfield of fucking the Evander Holyfield, the real deal Holyfield. You'll do any which way. I don't give a shit what we into tonight. What you like. That's cool, man.
He's a big gay Swiss Army knife, man.
Yeah, man.
I love it, Mike.
Anyway, if you hold it up to the light changes anytime.
As seen on TV.
Hey, look, what's the mood right now? Well, I'm a bottom right now, but tomorrow I might be a top. Get ready.
I just asked my magic 8 ball. I'll just do what it tells me. Paul Brickman says, wait, just got here. Texas Chainsaw Massacre before Scream? Come on, boys. Oh, this is it. You got it backwards. Oh, no, because...
No, I think I had Texas before Scream.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
Well, like, I think the last video someone said you put something on the list and they thought, by the way, guys, if you guys would do us a huge favor, by the way, if you guys would like the video,
it does help.
If you guys get a chance to just hit the little thumbs up if you can, that'd be awesome. But also, when you watch the whole video and you got here late, just go back and watch the whole video. These are separate lists, but I had Texas before Scream. Mike had Scream ahead of Texas. I just want you guys to know that so that nobody gets mad. We definitely share different brains. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, I can't believe it." See, they're corporate bought. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it is.
And by the way, we're going least to most, just in case. Like our favorites have yet to come, so we're going least to most. Just
and by the way, but they're all our favorites, man. Even the honorable mentions, like I like all. I mean, even I got honorable mentions too, but they're all like cool. Like they're all great franchises. I mean,
yeah. If it's on the list, it's good shit. Paul Brickman. Thank you, my friend. So Austin says, "Sorry, I'm late, fellas. I just discovered my Storm of the Century, and I'm having fun watching that. Mr. Lenoche can teach Pinhead a thing or two about psychological."
Dude, I fucking love Storm of the Century, dude. That is one of the best, most underrated Stephen King movies of all time. That was a TV series that came out around the early 2000s. I remember watching it when it was like when they were actually like producing it, like, so I would watch every week or every other week or whatever they put it on. But yes, dude, that was such an incredible show. But the worst thing about that show was and I read the book too, the payoff at the end is kind of like, holy shit, I played all this time and the guy that you're playing against didn't pay you the money that you won. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I was gonna beat you in chess and you're like, I'll bet you $50 I can win. And he's like, all right. And then you spent like 3 hours playing him, and then the motherfucker like says, "I gotta go pee, and I'll give you your money." And the guy runs out in a fucking red Acura that's waiting on him, and he leaves Cracker Barrel.
Like, dude, I love that movie too. That's one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. And honestly, the main bad guy in that is like, just give me what I want, and I'll go away.
Yeah, he's great. I love that guy.
Let me see, Dick.
What was he? He was in. That guy's been in so many movies. I can't
like Jason Statham.
Well, the thing about that guy, well, you know, and the point of that movie is like how quickly people can be manipulated and turn on one another and then, you know, sell each other out and shit. It's like, it's pretty much the political shitstorm that we have going on today and yesterday. Basically. Like it's Twitter. It's Twitter, it's Instagram, it's fucking Facebook. Like that's what's going on in that movie, and that was well before any of that shit was definitive. Yeah, and that was made in the early 2000s.
That's a dope ass movie, though, Austin. It's a dope ass fucking movie. All right, we're gonna jump back into the list for a minute before we go back and finish off the super cheats, super titties. I'm here. I'm queer. Stop by sometime for a beer. Okay, here we go. You go ahead, Jay.
All right, so my number 5 is going to be, it's pretty much, we've already talked about it a little bit, so I don't really need to go into too much detail about it, but it's the, I have Night of the Living Dead, Romero's zombie movies. That, you know, again, how can you go wrong with Romero? I feel like Night of the Living Dead, the original, was incredible for what it did at the time. Day of the Dead is my favorite Romero. That came out in 1985. Dawn of the Dead was good. I did enjoy it. But Day of the Dead, the follow-up to that was so incredibly well done. And the thing about Romero was, and yeah, of course, he went on to do Land of the Dead and Diary of the Dead. And, you know, he did some great stuff. But particularly in those 3 movies, Night, Dawn, and Day, was he would make political commentary in his films, but he did it so smartly and he did it so wisely and he did it so like uniquely that it was never like shoved down your throat. You know what I mean? Like you could just watch the movie and then come away being like, I get what he was doing. But it wasn't like just like a dildo being shoved into your ass with, you know, that you didn't ask for. You're like, what the fuck did you do that for?
I only like sexual partner. For it.
Well, yeah, I was like, I didn't tell you to put it in my ass. I just put it in my mouth, but not my butthole. But anyway, I feel like George Romero was the master of like a reflective commentary with disguise within a horror movie. And my favorite of all of those is Day of the Dead. I feel like that was the mastery level that he hit with Bub, a former military zombie that they were trying to teach to talk, with the crazy Rhodes that was running the whole thing. And he lost his fucking mind. I'm running this outfit here. I'm Frankenstein. Like, dude, goddamn, that movie is so goddamn underrated. Day of the Dead is probably my favorite, but yeah, dude, Romero's zombies into the line. That, like, to me, that's the gold standard of any zombie movie is Romero.
Well said, Saya. I can't. It's funny, dude. It's so funny that we both had that one. Like, we didn't talk about that before at all.
No,
like,
we didn't talk about any of these.
we both have the Living Dead franchise in there, specifically as the Romero ones, which cracks me up. My number 4. We're getting up there, slut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna catch some shit for this. It seems low, but it's not to me. It's the Friday the 13th franchise.
Okay, well, by the way, I'm just go ahead and put mine in number 4.
Yours too?
It's the same
perfect.
one. It's the same fucking one.
Funny, man.
It's the same one.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Are you talking to your dog or April?
Both. No, no,
by the way, April, I was not.
My dog just did like a Pet Cemetery growl. He was like,
April, I want you to know I did not mean that like you were compared to the dog.
I know. I'm kidding. Hey, can you take him? Oh.
I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. I just heard you yell at someone.
No, he was like he said it here like Michael Myers. I wish you guys could see him. He said it here like Michael Myers. He was staring at me going, ooh.
Oh shit. Yeah, but no, Friday the 13th, man, like it's fucking awesome. It's a classic. It's Jason. Like all the good things you can say about it. It's one of the fucking biggest horror franchises of all goddamn time. Jason fucking rules. The best ones are I love part 2. I love old baghead Jason. The coolest thing about Jason is he didn't even become Jason until the 3rd movie of the franchise. The first one was a good whodunit. It's not that great as a rewatch, in my opinion, but the first one was a great whodunit. The second one, you got old baghead, which was awesome. The third one, it's kind of wacky, but Richard Berger with those fucking traps, my favorite personal Jason. He gets the mask for the first time. The 4th one's the best of the franchise, in my opinion. Probably. It's fucking awesome. And then the 6th one, you throw in some comedy. He ends up going to space. It's all over the fucking place. Friday the 13th encompasses everything about horror. It's been scary. It's been a whodunit. It's been dumb as shit. It's gone to space. Yeah. It's done the versus shit. It has done everything. It's like the character in Forgetting Sarah or 40-Year-Old Virgin, the one who's cheating on his wife. He's like, y'all don't understand. I've literally done everything I can to this woman. I've lubed up and made love to the arches of her feet.
Yeah.
That is the Friday the 13th franchise.
It's like finding an experienced hooker. She's done everything.
Yeah, and still yet we're asking for fucking more, you know?
Yeah, that's my number 4 as well. I don't really need to go into the detail. I think you said it best. I think my favorite is the New Blood when Kane Hodder came in. But there's something about Jason that again, like he's like Michael, but he's stupid. And you just can't help but watch the movies because it's so entertaining. Like they do a good job of telling you pretty much this is your classic forever your girl, Paula Abdul, classic horror movie where you can just pop popcorn in your mouth and have a great time watching a horror movie. And yeah, I don't need to say much more because I don't want to like keep you guys here all night, but Friday the 13th, the franchise, the reason why it ranks at number 4 is because I remember as a kid, you couldn't at least one time rent that movie or rent one of those movies. There's so many of them. Like it's just, you're going to stumble on fucking Friday the 13th at some point, and it's great.
Yep. Fucking A, man. That's the one. That's the big one. You want to take a pee break before we get into the top 3? Answer the last super chats of the 9?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I'll be right back then, y'all.
All right. I'll go and jump in on these super chitties and play with my dinghy a little bit and talking to the folks. I got to get out of that accent because I'll be doing it all fucking night long. Hey, what's going on in that Bills Miami game? How we doing? All I need is for the Dolphins to lose by less than 8. So God give it to me. That's all I need. I'm going to catch up with the chat here. Fuck around with y'all a little bit. Play with our dinghies together. Just turn off all the lights and play ouch ouch here on my hair. Feel around. Thanks, Stacy James. He says, money for mittens because I'm from Michigan and it's colder than reindeer tane up here. Dude, I was in Michigan like maybe, I think 7 days ago I was in Michigan. Michiganders like to drink alcohol, and I appreciate that about Michiganders. But going from Kentucky and arriving in Michigan, I got out of my car and I was like, it's fucking cold. Like it's a deeper bone cutting cold when you get into Michigan. That shit was crazy. But I like Michigan, man. It's like a strange alternate Kentucky universe, you know? It's a very strange place, but I like it. I like the people. Andrew Keith, but I am an Ohio State fan, so what are you going to do? Andrew Keith, thanks, buddy, says Storm of the Century was my first introduction to Stephen King as a kid. And that's a really good one. And I honestly recommend, if you guys have not seen Storm of the Century, it is a way better, it's one of the best miniseries that Stephen King does. Some of those miniseries are fucking hard to get through. Do not watch The Golden Years. Honestly, I wouldn't even recommend watching the original Stand. That shit takes fucking forever, and it's just got a lot of dog shit in it. Storm of the Century is a fucking cool movie because everyone's in this small place, and as scary as it is, have you guys ever noticed if you've lived in the beach or you've lived in a place where it snows? I've done both. When I lived next to the beach, it was crazy. I grew up in Virginia Beach, and when there was a hurricane coming, everybody would freak out. They would rush the stores. Everybody would put black X's in their windows. And it wasn't like a social networking thing. It was a fucking, it was so that when the wind came, if it busted your window, they wouldn't splash everywhere. They would just break down as one. But it's weird when you're driving around like a ghost town and everyone has black X's in their windows. It's just sort of creepy. But Storm of the Century, and this is probably the reason why I love the Scream franchise so much, is because when the murders happen in this small town, everyone's freaking out about it. There's all these reporters descending upon the high school. I love horror movies that really take a town and put them on alert in these small local towns. And some of the best Stephen King movies do that the best. But that's what Storm of the Century is. This storm's coming. Everybody's preparing for it. There's this heightened sense of danger throughout the whole movie. And then you got this dude killing people and doing crazy shit. And it's really cool, man. I love Storm of the Century. That fucking rules. One of the best Stephen King movies, in my opinion. And I don't care what you think about it, Steve. You fucking blow me, dude. Colton, what's up, buddy? He says, just seeing that Bruce Willis is in critical condition. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna Google that real quick. I really hope not. Let's check this out together, my friends. I'm gonna go back to this. I'll pull up on the screen so we can all check it out. I hope that's not the case. It's weird because like when they announced that Bruce Willis was going through that awful thing that he was going through, but yet today, and I saw that he was retiring from acting because of what he's going through with his brain or whatever. It's crazy when you look at like movies to rent that like just came out on VOD this week, because I've been doing that podcast about like VOD movies and shit like that. He's got movies like Detective Night Redemption. There's still Bruce Willis VOD movies coming out. I'm very confused about what's going on with that, but I don't see nothing here, man. I'll share my screen with you guys. Let me go to like the past hour. I typed in Bruce Willis and there's nothing in English from the past hour, past 24 hours. Something about the gay expendable cut from the original script. Honestly, I kind of want to read that article right now, but right now I'm worried about Bruce Willis. I don't see anything, dude. I don't see anything, Colton. What are you seeing, buddy? What are you seeing there? Nothing. There's nothing in the news about it so far. Let me know what you're seeing, because I fucking hope not, man. That would be sad as shit. I hope everything's okay. It'd be awesome if it was just a bullshit lie. Not from you, but from wherever it came from. Thanks, John Geddes. Appreciate that, buddy. Has anybody else seen anything on that? Peter Macon. Thanks, man. He says, hey, you sexy motherfuckers. I'm going to come over there and I'm just going to get on my knees and then I'm going to. No, that's not what he said. He said, you will sit there and take my goddamn money and like it. Only joking. Just wanted to wish you and the families a community. Am I that? I'm not drunk. I swear to God, I'm not. My mouth's just dry. A great Christmas. All the best. See you in 2023. Hey, you're going to see us before fucking 2023, Meekin. Don't you fucking go anywhere. All right. We're going to party together like 2 to 4 more times before the new year happens. But thank you, Peter. You're fucking awesome, dude. We really appreciate it. Merry Christmas, buddy. And I hope not just him, but I hope all you guys have amazing Christmases. The holiday season can be stressful. It can be lonely. It can be dark. But just know, we all know that because we all go through it from time to time. And if you're having a shitty fucking Christmas and you're having a shitty holiday year and you got family issues and shit to deal with it, just know that you're not alone. And may next Christmas be better and the next holiday season be better. Don't put so much fucking weight on one goddamn year. We get one every fucking year. Just have a good goddamn time. I hope you guys have an amazing fucking holiday season. I just want you to know that. Jay!
Yes.
Dude, I saw your dick when you sat down. You had one nut hanging out of your britches. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's from my ex-wife. She bit it off. She's such a whore. She took everything in the divorce.
Hey, John Getty said, happy holidays, fellas. Best part of 2022 was finding you hotties. Hey, he said we were hot.
Thank you, John.
I haven't heard that in 6 years.
I haven't heard that ever. So
nice
thank you. I don't know what that means.
Senior citizens can provide good quality.
Yeah,
work.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the senior citizen discount. I mean, I can't.
Happy holidays, John. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you, man. All right, we're gonna finish this list and then we'll finish off the chat and then we'll get the
Show,
fuck out of your hair. My dog just farted, dude, and it was audible. Literally, she was laying on the couch and it went.
Dude, is that like that's like when that happens? It's like mystical, like because I was playing like Civilization 6 the other night and like Buster farted and it was like it's not like a windmill that like broke down halfway. It was like I was like, holy shit! It's weird.
There's nothing funnier than when your dog audibly farts because you know how it is. Like when they fart, you're just sitting there and you're like, oh God, it just hits you.
Yeah.
But when you hear it, their tail moves a little bit. It goes just a little.
Dude, Buster, like he looks at his asshole like he can't believe that it came from his butt. Like he's like he like looks at it. He's like, huh? Like he thinks his asshole was sabotaged. Russian spies.
All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Do you wanna go ahead and keep going with your list while I'm going?
Yeah. Where are you at?
I'll pull it up on the screen for you so everybody can see. Titty sauce.
Okay, so you're number 3.
Background. Yeah, so I'm on number 3. So hey, tell me your number 3, and I'll go and type it in, and then I'll jump out.
Okay, so my number 3 is Halloween. Yes. No, I'm not kidding.
I like it. Oh, I'm fucking.
No, I know. I want people. Give me your hand. Bring yourself to the mountain. Let us challenge each other for combat.
Oh shit, son.
Yeah, it's number 3. I know it's number 3. So the reason why I have first off, I'm not going to explain why I have number 3. Okay, so it's Halloween, right? I'm going to explain why it's number 3, but I'm not. I got to wait for the other 2 to pop up here. But Halloween is an amazing franchise. I've loved Michael Myers since I was a kid. Michael Myers is incredibly cool. Like to me, he's like the Batman of the horror franchise. I mean, every time a new movie comes out, you're always waiting on Michael to show up. You don't give a shit necessarily about the story. You're just like, when's Michael coming down through the smoke and fucking people up, right? You want to see what his mask looks like. You want to see what he's wearing. You want to see how he moves. Is he Nick Castle certified? So yeah, I mean, but Halloween to me, like there's a lot of turds sometimes that just pop up in the franchise. I love Halloween, don't get me wrong, and this channel is pretty much built on the foundations of the Halloween bedrock, right? But man, Halloween to me, compared to the next 2, growing up, again, I loved it, but it doesn't compare to the other 2. That I'll reveal in very soon. Nonetheless, what is there to say about Halloween that I love so much about it? I feel like Michael is a unique character. I think he's different from the other horror icons that have come before him or after him, I should say. The mystery surrounding him, the unknowing part, the part of him that you're not sure what drives Michael. You're not sure what he is. Is he human? Is he supernatural? What is he? And you want to find those things out. And Dr. Loomis, I mean, good God, dude. Like Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise overall is the equivalent, in my opinion, to the Dracula story with Van Helsing versus Dracula, right? You have Dr. Loomis tracking down this beast of a man that is pure evil, that has no qualms about killing anything that gets in his way from his ultimate purpose, which in this particular instance is to kill his family. And that's how I'll always remember Michael that way, is tracking down Laurie Strode because he has to kill his family off. But yeah, dude, it's Halloween. And that's great. I mean, by the way, it's in the top 3. So I don't want anybody to get like butthurt about this or panties are like just on fire because I'm saying it's number 3 and not number 1. Like I said before, I know this channel does revolve quite a bit around Halloween, and we've covered multiple Halloween movies. We've interviewed some amazing people that have participated in the creation of the Halloween movies. But at the same time, it doesn't mean it's my number 1. I'm just saying, I think there's 2 franchises that are out there that, in my opinion, are better. But yeah, dude, Halloween is for sure, though, as a number 3 spot, it will always be it's forever my girl, Paula Abdul. But don't get mad about it, guys. Okay, I love you guys. Stop. I just don't want you guys to get mad about it. Albert Cook is just coming in here hot, saying the Niners are the best D and are not scared of Josh Allen. So we got some NFL side talk going on, which I love. This is like, I love this channel because this channel is like a Buffalo Wild Wings. You know what I mean? Like there's several conversations going on all around you and you never know. Like you can listen in and you're like, holy shit, there it is. Someone's talking about goddamn Final Fantasy, and over there, someone's talking about the MLB, and then over there, someone's talking about Halloween, and over there, someone's talking about the NFL. I love it. Action said, did Jay listen to Paul Abdul today? Yes, always. I mean, can you... Opposites attract, baby. Yes, I love Paul Abdul. Abdul. Michael Park says, forever your boy. Yeah, I like Paul Abdul. I like a lot of this kind of old school stuff. But, yeah, by the way, I want to say thank you, Holly Roxy. I don't pander, and that's so weird because I've seen comments before. It's like we're like ultimate like Halloween fanboys, and we like just suck the dick of Halloween nonstop. So it's always going to be number 1. Michael Myers will always win any argument. That's not true at all. I literally looked at like it took a long fucking time to come up with a list that like of franchises that I really enjoyed, and Halloween is like I said, it's always going to be up there. But as far as like my number 2 and my number 1, it can't happen. Okay, it just can't happen. It's like trying to like Michael Myers is like is WCW Monday Nitro. I love it. It will always be a part of my childhood, but it just can't top some of the things that happened in the 80s or late 80s and early 90s with WWF. It just can't.
Did you do number 2 yet?
I have not, but I'll go ahead and do that because I think people are like, what my number 2 is my number 2 franchise of all time is Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street is my number 2 franchise of all time. And I say this because Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the first horror movies I ever got introduced to as a kid. I watched this movie, and it was he is one of the most unique horror icons to ever exist in the horror industry, in my opinion. Robert Englund was amazing, and up to this point, you never had a villain that was so, like, he was vocal, by the way, he talked, which was scary, and he would attack you in your dreams. Wes Craven created a character that was so horrifying in the fact that everyone has to sleep, right? Like, if you go to Crystal Lake, you're fucked. If you go to Haddonfield, you're fucked. Or if you're related to Michael, you're fucked. But in this instance, he was just this pedophile that was just, like, going around invading people's dreams. You have to sleep. You can't get away from it. And that's to me as a kid, even now thinking about it, like that's scary as fuck because you got to go to bed at some point. Like Mr. Sandman said, "Fuck you, I got a dildo ready for your ass," and like that's scary. It's Nightmare on Elm Street could be a Grimm's fairy tale. I think. I think it's so wonderfully well done and it's so classic. I think it could be a Grimm's fairy tale, and I love it for that reason. I just feel like it's so unique and so different than anything that had come before it. So it's Nightmare on Elm Street. And yeah, of course, it's got shittier movies. I would 100% agree with you. If you said, well, Jay, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street has way shittier movies than Halloween. You'd be absolutely correct. Because, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street's got like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 has grown on me. I like 4. 5 and 6 suck. I like 7. And the remake was goddamn garbage juice. But at the same time, I would, if opening up, if the new Halloween was opening up across from Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd be more inclined to go see Nightmare on Elm Street to see what they would do with a franchise like that versus Michael Myers. I really would.
I expected Nightmare on Elm Street to be your number one above Halloween. I did not expect it to be number 2.
Yes.
So I'm brimming with anticipation.
Yeah, I'm like the 16th seed that beat Kentucky a few years ago in the tournament.
What is now? I'm shocked. I think I know what it is. Do you want to go and do your number 1?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw it out.
Right,
it's gonna be Hellraiser. This is my number 1.
That's what I guessed after you said that, but I never would have guessed that it was.
It's Hellraiser, and you know, I had a hard time. I think I flip flopped it a little bit. I was like Bill Clinton in a presidential race. I was flip flopping my answer because I had Nightmare on Elm Street number 1, Hellraiser is number 2, and then I flipped it again because I was thinking to myself, like, what do I really, really enjoy watching? Like, it's got to, like, if it's on TV or if I'm going to go out and watch the whole, like, if I start at 1, I got to watch all of them. It's always in Hellraiser to me. And, like, yes, of course, Hellraiser has really been one of those franchises that has tanked in recent years. And they've, straight to DVD really ruined it. And they didn't put the time or care into it. I feel like Hellraiser, the mythos, the lore of the Cenobites, what they are, Leviathan, all of that stuff is so uniquely different from anything else. Anything. And I know I just said that about Nightmare on Elm Street, but this really is such a unique franchise that I'm in love with it, man. Everything Hellraiser I love. I really do. And it scares the fuck out of me. It makes you feel icky wicky. But dude, Doug Bradley as Pinhead, I think is the most terrifying. I really will say this. I think he's the most terrifying horror icon of them all. The fact that this guy comes to you in a very the way that he talks is a very prestigious type of calmness, right? And he's telling you exactly what he's going to do to you in an almost like clinical way that makes it even scarier, right? Because it puts the fear of like, when you go to the doctor or you go to the dentist, and these are people that are, they're esteemed in their profession. And if they were telling you, like, today I'm going to be pulling out your tooth from the root and blood's going to be pouring as I yank it from you. Like, it's just, there's something about like his accent and the way that he describes in detail, like what he's going to do to you, and the monstrous way that he looks, and his cohorts, Chatterer, female, Butterball, all those guys. Man, I have watched every single Hellraiser movie every time it's come out. Even that shitty one that was filmed in an attic somewhere at Walgreens. that Revelations, it was so fucking bad. I've watched them all, and because the mythos of Hellraiser is so cool and unique. It's number 1 for me. Amen. Like, it makes you feel disgusted, but I feel like it taps into something in the in your brain, like the primal part, the part that you don't want to talk about, like the disgusting BDSM. Like there's part in Hellraiser 3 was like, oh, you'll like her better this way, when she's all like chained up and like I don't know, it's just like this disgusting taboo thing that makes him so unique. It's Hellraiser all day long.
I'm shocked as shit. I appreciate the surprise fucking wrench that you threw in there. I did not expect that. I thought for sure. I thought your number 1 would be Nightmare and your number 2 would be Halloween. I didn't see this shit coming, son.
Well, because I had to think about it. Well, like I said, I flip flopped them, but because you look at Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger, and he was the first to ever speak as a horror villain. I'm not saying he's the first ever. I'm just saying as the icons of horror, he was the first one, right? But then when you get to Doug Bradley, and he's this theater actor, and he speaks in this very paunch British accent, and the lighting and the way it looks and the way it's like, it's not only beautiful, but it's disgusting at the same time.
Hey, by the way, Clinton killed Epstein and said Jason to BDSM, and I had to bring that up because I can promise you that's not the situation, because there was one night at a bar. Maybe you guys have heard this story.
No, that shit, that shit reminded me of Hellraiser. I didn't want to do that.
Jay had his opportunity to do BDSM.
No,
he
man.
said, "No, thank you.
No, but Mike was like,
The
"You should have
congressman
gone,
from
bro."
Kentucky has spoken.
No, I said no because I feel like those people that were trying to recruit me into their weird erotic BDSM was exactly how a new Hellraiser movie would have started. Like they would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're gonna have sex with you and do all this crazy shit with you, but first open this box." But I don't know. What I like the best about it is it explores human desire, and the fact that it explores the dirtiest parts of your psyche that you don't want to talk about, right? And that's what Doug Bradley Pinhead does, is he brings that out. Like he's the worst psychiatrist ever because he showcases it in front of everybody. It's like, don't be ashamed, come to your shrine. Like, it's fucking scary, dude. I don't know. There's something about it. It's like, this is the final moment, the final countdown. Like this guy knows your dirtiest, darkest, massive secrets, and he's going to expose them and then make you enjoy. I'm going to make you enjoy enjoying it or something. It's fucking crazy.
I love it. I love the wrench that you threw in there. Will you do me a favor though? Will you please tell for those people who haven't heard of that story, because it's a great fucking story about when Jay was single, by the way.
Yeah, this didn't happen like last Saturday or anything. Like I haven't been to karaoke in a while, but yeah,
he told me the story and I was like, dude, if I were you, if I was single, I'd have gone.
You're fucking crazy. There. But so Mike and I went to we had a karaoke bar that's near us in Lexington, Kentucky. And we went and we were singing some songs and having a good time, and everything was going well. And I don't know what I said. It might have been Busted Move. I don't fucking know. But I got off stage and I went outside. Mike was either getting ready to go sing or something, but because Mike went inside, I went outside to go smoke. And there was this chick in like leather bound shit, like leather bound stuff. Like she was in like hardcore, like it's ready to go. Like she had just got out of like Hot Topics, like BDSM.
She was hot too, right? I think you said
she was a good looking girl. Yeah, she was good looking. And she asked me for a lighter and I gave it to her. And I'm like, here you go. And there was this dude that came over afterwards and he was kind of like dressed the same way. Like these motherfuckers look like Cenobites, but not like scary Cenobites yet. Like they were getting ready to go down to hell and get like their Cenobite garbs. And he was like, so what are you like? He was like asking like what I was in, we were just talking or whatever. And then he was like, well, we're going to do a strip club later on or something like that. And then he's like, but I don't have to sit next to you, or if you want to just go with us. And I was like, I'm good though. Like, I'm good. And then that girl came back and she's like, oh, are you going to go with us? It's like, no, I'm really not. Like he was telling me about it, but that sounds cool, but I'm just not into that. And she's like, well, really? Because you could sit next to me and then we could go back to my house. And like, I would love to, like, she was like, I can't remember like everything, but she was like talking like, I would love to see like what it sounds like when you scream or like what it sounds like. It was something really like, it was something like really like what? Because I heard it.
They were going to hang you up on the chains.
Like she was like saying, like it was kind of weird like that. I was like, huh? Like it was kind of like that. I was like, no, I really appreciate it. She's like, are you sure? Because she's like, and that guy was like, again, I'm not going to sit next to you. Like she'll sit next to you.
Didn't the guy say something like he was like, I won't touch you?
He was like, I won't touch you. Yeah, he didn't want to. Like he was like, she was like, yeah, and then she was like,
setup,
yeah, she was like, you'll sit next to me, or whatever. And I'm like, yeah.
Jay was like, dude, I left. He was like, I'm not fucking doing that.
No, and then I was like, it was kind of like that. I was like, hey, what's that? And they looked away, and I ran back inside. And then I told Mike, and Mike was like, dude, you should have fucking done it. I'm like, yeah, so I could be on Unsolved Mysteries 2022. That's cool. No, dude, that whole situation, like they were both really drunk and they had an Uber coming. They were going to go to a strip bar and then they wanted me to go with them. They said they were going to pay for everything and then they wanted me to go back to Yonder or wherever they were going to go. And I'm like, no. Like I made the right decision, okay? I've seen Mr. Rogers' Neighborhoods when he suggested don't talk to strangers because this is what could happen. And I ran back inside to who I thought was my friend, but then Mike was like, I would have gone.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
Shit. Because you would have
ride home. Go.
You would have been on a milk carton the next fucking day, dude.
It reminds me of Tomcats when Jerry O'Connell leaves that girl's house and the gate hits him in the ass afterwards because he just got like the BDSM done to him and the gate. He's like, oh, I gotta be.
Yeah, dude. I really, there was something weird about that whole thing. Like, I feel like I was going to get sacrificed to Satan. Like it was something weird going on. Like they were going to read from a Necronomicon and they were going to like drain my blood after they maybe we had sex. And then she was like, I got tied up and then I don't know what was going on, dude, but it felt real fucking Hellraiser.
I'm scared of roller coasters. I'm scared of heights, but I'm not scared of weird fucking BDSM
listen,
shit.
I don't think it was, dude. I think that bitch was looking for some goddamn devil shit. I don't know what that was. Like, I felt like there was Satan. Satan was in the wind that night. I could hear fucking the Eagles playing. Eagles, the fucking what was it? Hotel California. Yeah, I could hear it going on.
All right, we'll get this fucking show on the road. My number 3 is gonna be it's gonna be A Nightmare on Elm Street. I love this franchise, man. I love it. It's one of the best. You said it best when you said it, dude. The fact that you can't sleep is scarier than anything else.
Yeah, 100%.
That makes the whole Freddy idea the scariest of all the things, because you have to sleep. You cannot escape him. He will fucking be there. There's no escaping it. And Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger, the fact that he could fucking make jokes at you and fuck with you, that was different than Michael. That was different than Jason. That was something you never heard of before. It's fucking amazing. What an amazing thing. And some of the sequels sucked. Yeah, starting I like 1, I like 2, I don't like 3 nearly as much as everybody else, but I like it enough. I like 4. I don't like 5.
4's grown on me a lot.
Yeah, I love 4, man. I despise 6. I think it's a hot, toasty piece of shit. Not as big as a new Nightmare guy as other people are. I thought that was a really broken script personally. But like, yeah, I love fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, what else can you say about it? My number 2 though is gonna be Scream, and people will be upset.
I knew it.
Say, how dare you? How dare you put Scream above Nightmare on Elm Street? It's like, hey, this is Wes Craven's baby too. All right, this is his other baby. He's got 2 kids. You don't have to pick favorites between your children. For me, Scream is and you guys know how much I love Scream. Like when we ranked these,
why did you do that for? You went
because I put an extra M because I put an extra M on it when I wrote it the first time.
It looked like somebody stuck something in your ass. You're like
People are going to give me shit about this. I know this because Nightmares, it's old school. It's I get that. People are going to, I saw it before we even got on here. They're like, Mike's going to put Scream above Nightmare. I know Jay won't do that. I know. But hey, this is our favorites, You
can like what you like.
Yeah. And when we made our, when we ranked all these movies together, Scream is my favorite fucking horror movie of all time, even above Halloween, the original Scream.
Yeah.
Even above Halloween, it is. It was just, man, it was my era. I was in the theater for it. I saw it. I saw the landscape of movies change. So it means a little bit more to me.
So you're saying it was Nirvana to you?
Yeah, I was there for Nirvana, front fucking row with Scream. And, I just think that as far as a franchise goes, the reason that it takes the cake for number 2 is that every fucking movie is good. Like, and I get what you're saying. You're immediately... Everybody who dismays this says Scream 3. What about fucking Scream 3, Mike? I used to fucking hate Scream 3, but now the more and more I watch these movies, I even kind of love Scream 3. Is it a broken movie? Is it dumb as shit that they made it all Hollywood and made it all jokey and just corny and like 90210-ish? Yes. Still, even that fucking movie, man, I can go and I can watch it and I can have fun with the characters, the wild stuff they do with Dewey and Gale and all that stuff. I love Scream 3. I love every movie in this franchise.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, and it's like
you feel good. Yeah,
and that's why, like Psycho's so high on my list, because even though they have fewer movies, every single movie to me had something really great in it. Yeah. There's no movie I hate in Scream. There's not a single one. I fucking hate Freddy's Dead. I fucking hate Jason Goes to Hell. I fucking hate Halloween Resurrection, and but like Scream, they have 5 movies, and to me, as far as quality versus quantity, I love every single one of those fucking movies so fucking much. And it's just so different. Like, you could say there's a lot that Friday and Nightmare and Halloween and maybe not Evil Dead, but like Hellraiser, they all have in common, right? The time frame, the situation, all that stuff. Scream, to me, it's obviously not number 1, but it stands on its own because it's so different. It's not a continuous killer. It can be separate killers. It's not supernatural. It talks about horror movies while it's making its movies. It kept horror fucking alive. Horror was dead. Scream brought horror back to fucking life, man. It was on its last fucking breath, and Scream brought it back.
I'll say hold your nuts because Candyman did that, you son of a bitch.
I just think that, man, like, I love it. I love how smart it is. I love how funny it is. I love how fun
No,
it
I'm
is.
kidding.
I love
I
how
don't.
scary
No,
it can
no,
be.
I agree. I agree. I think Scream 3 and Scream 4 sucked, but I agree that Scream, without Scream, I think that franchise might have been dead in the water.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been. So, and then obviously, you guys know my number one's going to be Halloween, and the reason I put Halloween above Scream, as much as I fucking love Scream, and Scream is my favorite horror movie of all time, is because Scream doesn't exist without Halloween.
Mhm.
You only exist out here because of me. Like, none of
Casino.
these movies
Let's get it.
exist. No movie aside from fucking Psycho, and The Exorcist, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
And
but like,
Ramiro's.
yeah, and there's a lot that do, but
Yeah.
like Halloween, it's just, dude, it's Michael Myers is unlike any other fucking killer. Now, if you ranked your killers specifically, Michael Myers would dwarf Ghostface for me. But you guys know how much we love Halloween, and you know why. And I think Halloween's the coolest because you have a fucking horror franchise, and it happens to be the horror fucking holiday. I mean, it is a date. It is a fact. You got the leaves, you got the fall, you got all that shit. It all ties in so well. And it just Halloween is fucking horror movies to me, man. It's the fucking grandiose. It's the Godfather of, I know it's not the first horror movie by any means. It's not even the first slasher movie. You've got the Peeping Tom, Black Christmas, all that shit, Psycho. It's not even the first slasher movie. But to me, when you look at horror as a landscape, when you step outside of it all and look at it, Halloween is the godfather of horror. There's Halloween, and then there's every other fucking franchise. And that's just how I see it in my mind's eye. So it's Halloween for me.
Well, I would say that Halloween is one of those movies that you can't watch. You can't watch a Halloween movie without feeling the false spirit, I should say. Like, especially Halloween 4. Halloween 4 nails that feeling to the ground.
Yeah, no other franchise really gets people fucking going the way Halloween does,
Well, but when they do it right, like, you got to keep the mystique of Michael Myers to make it successful. But I do agree, because and I said this even at number 3, Michael Myers is like the Batman of the entire horror franchise, because you're always going to want to know what his mask looks like, what he's wearing, what kind of weapons is he using. Like, you're really interested in Michael Myers and not the fucking story. You just want to see what Michael Myers is doing. And like, he's unique in the fact that anybody that goes to see a Halloween movie, they want to see Michael. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't go see a Friday the 13th movie and you don't want to see Jason, but I feel like there's a lot more emphasis on seeing Michael Myers doing his business in a Halloween franchise than Jason.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you're right. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. And when you get down to these top 3, they're all top 4, really, they're all pretty self-explanatory. It just comes down to taste. I wouldn't argue with anybody who put Friday or Nightmare or Scream or Evil Dead or the Living Dead franchise first. I really wouldn't even argue with them. I'd be like, that's cool, man. That's awesome. That's your personal taste. And, I think that top 5 was really easy for me, dude. Like, the top 5.
That was exactly, the top 5 was way easier than when you got after the top 5. Then you had to really start thinking about it, and then you're like, shit.
Yeah, let's do honorable mentions, and then we'll do the chats. You want to go first? Because I just did.
So I got So honorable mentions. I mean, I'm not going to mention the ones that you already had on your list. But I had Jeepers Creepers. I feel like the potential that is there for that character to be an amazing icon. And every time, and it's so funny, and I hate it every goddamn time I hear it. Every time you bring up Jeepers Creepers or the Creeper, you're like, oh, you support Victor Salva? No, I don't support fucking Victor Salva. He's a disgusting human being, and I hope he gets, a bolt of lightning goes up his asshole and he burns alive in hell. I don't support Victor Salva, but but Jeepers Creepers, the Creeper, is the movie is awesome, and the character is awesome. And I feel like I really do. I feel like the Creeper was like, he was like when Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen. It was like that last push. It was like, hey, man, we got some cool fucking music for you. But Victor Salva's asshole-ish, disgusting nature slowed that franchise down. But yeah, it's the Creeper. It's Jeepers Creepers. I think that could have been a great franchise. And I hope that they reboot it or they do something with it without Victor Salva's involvement. The other ones I had was Critters. I think Critters is a really fun fucking movie. Kreitz. You're not gonna ever take that movie seriously. Like they're like little fuzzballs that run around with teeth and to kill me. But it's a stupid movie. It's fun though. No problems with that. The other one, and I only had there's the other one I had was hold on. Puppet Master. I enjoy Puppet Master. Puppet Master, I feel for me, that franchise is more enjoyable than Chucky. I enjoy it because it doesn't take itself seriously. It's not trying to do anything outside the box. It's Full Moon Studios. Those guys are just like, hey man, this is kind of dumb. We all know it's dumb, but we're having fun with it. I like that. I think they're fun. Puppet Master 1, 2, and 3 are some of the best ones that are out there. And I do enjoy Puppet Master. And the last one I'm only gonna do 4 of these. Because I have more, but I don't want to keep you guys here all night. Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead had 4 movies, I think. And only the first one was good. And I really hope that at some point in the future, because to me, Pumpkinhead is, I think, could be taken as seriously as a missed opportunity as the Creeper. Pumpkinhead is an awesome fucking character. He's got a great storyline. He's got a great background. And that first fucking movie of Pumpkinhead is so goddamn well done, dude. Like, Lance Henderson killed it. That the Stan Winston knocked it out of the park with the special effects, and he directed it, and it was awesome. And I hope, man. Honestly, I would be one of the first persons to say like Pumpkinhead should be remade. Remake it, but do it in the way with practical effects.
Practical effects, yeah.
Practical effects, and like let's launch a whole new series with Pumpkinhead. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
Fucking A, man. I agree with Pumpkinhead as well. I agree with several of those. I'll go through them real fast. Jeepers Creepers is on mine too. I feel like the 3 and 4 sucked. So they sucked so bad it didn't have a chance of making my list because the Victor Salva thing really does just take the good taste out of your fucking mouth,
Yeah,
the whole thing. It just sucks that that's the situation. But those first 2 movies were really great. But Final Destination was in my. I explained why it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Paranormal Activity. I really wish I could have put in there. I do love that franchise. Jaws. But Jaws is so top heavy. It's one movie and then everything else. And
it's so specific. It's so specific. Like
yeah.
And
there's good parts to some of the sequels for sure. But the first one's the movie.
Yeah.
And Insidious, I really wish I could have fit Insidious in there. I love that franchise.
That's a great one. Yeah.
But let's be honest, 3 and 4 are just middle of the rung, forgettable movies. 2 is pretty great. The first one to me is underrated and awesome. Hatchet's fun. Didn't really have a chance to make it, but I just wanted to throw that out there. Hatchet is fun. Blair Witch Project.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are great. The first one's the greatest marketing ploy in horror history.
Yeah. Well, I like the remake too. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I think you. I think you muted yourself. No, I think you muted yourself. Oh. There. Wait.
My fucking dog.
Oh.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
My dog hit the fucking thing and knocked it out.
Oh, okay.
But no, the Blair Witch remake was great. She's in the woods, all like.
I thought it was great. Yeah, I liked it.
Here, I really like the play, and the second one's dumb, but it's even fun at certain times. So that was on my honorable mentions, and then The Ring, Grudge, Jewel, all that shit. That's in honorable mentions. The Omen franchise is fun at times, but really just none of them really just hold
Fizzles
up.
out, yeah.
And then Phantasm, obviously Phantasm.
I love it, but I don't remember much of any of those movies. To be honest,
all comes. Yeah, it's like a mashed potatoes of movies. Those movies are. There's also fucking weird, right? Trimmers. Trimmers again, top heavy. I don't really love any of the sequels. The second one's all right, but once you lose Kevin Bacon,
the second one's the best one, and that's it. As far as the sequel goes, and that's
exactly. Burt was great, but then they went too far with it. They started including Jamie Kennedy, and it just went too low quality to really be included in anything. And then I like the VHS movies as well, so I'll just throw that out there. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Well, guess what, guys? We got to get out of here and wipe our butts because we got diarrhea.
We do have to wipe. Wiping's important. Don't forget wiping. But
You
we
need
do
to
have to
do it.
catch up on the super chitties real quick.
Oh.
I don't know how many we got. I don't, but I'm scrolling through. Just
You
want to
sexy
catch up.
fuckers. You didn't need to do that. Come on now.
Going through, going down, Texas town, eating ground beef.
By the way, I'm not gonna I really do want to point out that Phantasm really did almost make my list, but the fact is I could not remember anything from the fucking first one. Like I've seen them, but I'm like I can barely remember them.
Yeah, the first one's fucking classic, but the rest, I want to go back and watch them all and like really take it.
Well, they're so fucking weird. Like you don't even understand. Like the tall man and then the midgets that he recruits, or they're like people that he digs up. I don't even know what the fuck is going on half the time because they changed the story in the second one. So it like the first one, they almost did an Evil Dead like thing where the first one didn't happen. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's always risky when you do that. But anyway,
it's a wild one. It's a wild one. Barb, thanks so much. I like your picture. I like your name. It says, loving your list. Also saw your earlier video. Wanted to say team hashtag Stu Lives. Merry Christmas, guys. Fuck yeah. Stu Lives. Merry Christmas to you as well, Barb. Hey, I don't know if you know this, Jake. Kevin Williamson came out and he was like,
no, someone said that. Like, he's dead. I don't care what Kevin Williamson said. That's some bullshit. That's some goddamn we got this cover reporting right there.
Like,
he's dead.
It's so weird that like now he's like, they've asked him that question a million times. And he's like, oh, I don't know. Now he's like, by the way, Stu is dead. To me, that makes it seem like Stu's more alive than he's ever fucking been.
No, I feel like that's like that. I feel like that's some hashish talking. That is too much hashish.
That is some
because even what's his name? What was his co-star in the first one?
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, Skeet Ulrich is like, yeah, unless you can like pick yourself up from fucking having a tube TV. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Go and watch the YouTube video where Matthew Lillard's like, oh, I could be alive. He's like, yeah, unless you could pick yourself up from being fucking dying on the floor, bleeding out with a tube TV. It's unlikely. And I don't know, whatever. Like, if it happens, it like I feel like it crosses a threshold where it's like, all right, well, Scream has now become like stupid.
Like, I still believe. I still think he's alive, man. I just believe in it. Andrew Keith says, I usually just download your all's live stream, but I actually got the day off to finally catch.
Hey, all right, Andrew. Cool.
Hey, hope you had fun, fucking Andrew, man. I hope you had a good time, man. Thanks for fucking hanging out.
He's like, hey, I hope you had fun, fucking Andrew.
I hope you had fun, fucking Andrew.
I hope you had a good time, fucking Andrew, man.
Everyone has fun, fucking.
He was waiting on it.
If not, what are you doing out there? Austin says, excluding Jonathan Leguizamo, who would you guys pick to play Violator in a Spawn reboot? I think Jim Carrey would kill in that role. Oh my god, I agree so hard it hurts.
Not now. I don't think Jim Carrey would. Violator. You know who? You know what? And I know I'm gonna get some shit for this, but I think that he could do it because I think he has the dark enough comedy to really pull it off. I would honestly cast Ryan Reynolds to do Violator.
I would watch that.
No, because I feel like because you know Violator is mostly CGI anyway, but just as the clown and he's supposed to be like disgustingly like joking with him all the time and making fun of him and just being like an asshole. I think that Ryan Reynolds could pull that off. It'd be like Deadpool inside Violator.
I would watch that. I would watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
My pick's just going to be yours, Austin. Yours, Jim Carrey or Ryan Reynolds. Both of those I think would fucking rule, man. Stacey James says, I'm drunk. What should I watch?
Tulsa King, man. Get your ass on Tulsa King. Episode 1. Get your ass on Tulsa King right now.
It does depend, however, on your mood. Are you in like a depressive drunk? Like I just want to sit here and watch someone else go through some painful shit, or am I drunk? I want to laugh at something. If you're drunk and you want to laugh at something,
but Sylvester Stallone, he gets his though. Like he smacks around some peeps.
Yeah,
man. Watch Tulsa King. Actually, or you know what? If you got access to stars, watch Wrestlers. Or what's that movie?
Oh fuck! What is the name of that show?
Heels.
Showtime.
Watch Heels.
Heels. Yeah, Heels.
Yeah, dude. Watch Heels, man. Guys, if you don't know, we have promoted this motherfucker. Watch Heels on Stars. It's some of the best shit you've ever seen. 100%.
It's a great fucking show, dude. But if you're drunk in a depressive mode, Southpaw is a great one to watch. It's dark. It makes you fucking cry. But if you're in the mood for a good movie, good time, Heels is like the perfect mix between it. It's a good time, but yet it's also semi-depressive.
It'll make you cry, and then it'll make you be like, yeah.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
love Ultimate
like
Warrior.
I do. DJ Graham says it would be interesting to see Freddy kill kids around Christmas time, mainly because of his red and green sweater. He could have easily had a movie title Nightmare Before Christmas. Dude,
That would have been amazing, dude. You imagine if they had beat Tim Burton to that? Oh my God.
Either way, dude, tell me like, oh, dude, maybe that's the video we should do next Friday.
I mean, they couldn't now, but I mean, back in the day in the 90s, they could have killed that.
But think about that. What horror icon would be best suited for a Christmas movie? That's wild, dude, because like, like bands, like every big band has a Christmas song. You know what I mean? Like they all reach that point in their career where they make a Christmas song, and none of them are ever really that great. But dude,
Mariah Carey was great. So
dude, I'm thinking about a Nightmare on Elm Street Christmas movie, and my mind is fucking melting right now. That is such a cool fucking idea.
I would love to think about it, but we can never have it because A Nightmare Before Christmas is now copyrighted. So
you can't name it that. But I'm just saying, Freddy on Christmas.
I think it'd be great. 100%. No, if they ever did A Nightmare on Elm Street in the Christmas times, of course, that'd be awesome. But I'm saying, like, he could, like, having that title, A Nightmare Before Christmas,
right.
would have just sent that motherfucker to the moon. That would have been amazing. But oh my God.
But now I'm just thinking about, like, we do so many things. We take so many genres. It's like, let's do the Christmas version of this.
Yeah.
You could do that with Nightmare. You could do that with anything. You could do a Scream.
We wanted to do Friday. Well, you wanted to do Friday the 13th in the snow, which is pretty much Christmas. So
Jesus Christ, dude, you got me horny right now. Vinny C says, joke time. Why did Kevin Williamson say that Matthew Lillard's character is dead? The studio is still stewing over whether to bring him back or not.
Goddamn, Vinny, get out of here with your sexy self. What the fuck?
Hey, Vinny, shut the fuck up. Leave her alone, Vinny.
My goodness. Oh, my beer changed into tea from that.
And that concludes our broadcast day.
We must go, ciao.
Hey, that was fun, man. I had a great time, you guys.
Yeah, it was good times, man. And we're going to see you guys next Friday, apparently.
Yeah, sorry. I probably should have brought that up.
No, but hey, the good news is you guys are in control of the fucking list or on the ranking. So thank God, because we don't have to come up with shit. That's the worst part.
Next Friday, Friday Night Fights, Christmas movie fucking battle. You can throw out horror Christmas. You can throw out regular Christmas, Home Alone, Christmas Story.
Whatever you want.
Silent Night, whatever the fuck you guys
Batman
want.
Returns. Don't forget Batman Returns. That's a Christmas movie.
Whatever. What the fuck ever, man. Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. Let's go.
Ooh,
Let's fucking go.
Get it in there.
Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. This was awesome. This was fun. And I hope you guys have an awesome fucking week. It's not Merry Christmas time yet. That's for Friday.
It's very close, though.
Date,
very close.
We'll see you guys there.
We're gonna be fucking Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Sense. Like, what? God damn it! What? God damn it! Do you want?
Yeah,
I gotta watch Bad.
Under the Mistletoe.
By the way, Bad Santa. That should be in your list. Bad Santa.
That's a great one.
Get in there.
It's a great fucking movie. Hey, love you guys.
See you guys.
Good night.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Fuck me, Santa. Fuck Santa.
Oh God.